We are. Yeah, it is the finale of the WRC season of season 5, not season 6, even though that's what it says on RaceNet. But anyway, we are here, and of course, as you can see, TK is not here. So we found the perfect replacement in Gareth Allen to not only do the broadcast, but he's also going to be commentating as well. I may be picking up some of the slack because the broadcasting is quite a difficult job. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, it's now or never, isn't it? You're not going to get another chance to win this title this season. We have 11 stages here in Rally Safari Kenya, or Safari Rally Kenya, or however you want to say it. And some of them are pretty long. There is 2 stages that are over 20 kilometers long that we will be getting to. And I believe that our Lord and Savior, Mr. Punju, has set some of these to be a bit damp, if I'm not mistaken. It's 20.7 kilometers and it'll be heavy rain. Yeah. Well, well, let's hope they can pass that because they have got a championship to fight for, and of course pride to fight for as well. You can see one of our 2 favourites on screen, well, 2 of our favourites on screen, I should say, Punju and Aerotech. I believe already starting their rally, and Aerotech on his shakedown. These are shakedown laps. Don't get excited, everyone. Now they are in the WRC 2024 cars. So no specialities here, and you can see Punju's enjoying the ground the ground there. It's very slippery, I think is the word I'm going to be using, because that looks near impossible to drive.
Didn't clean. Straight into the straightaway. Here we
go. Gareth, we're muted on stream apparently.
We're right in.
Apparently our friend Daniel Gilligan's just told us.
125? Can we do it? Top in 123?
I don't know. I think Daniel said both of us.
124, dude.
I
really wanted to go fast.
I will keep talking. It's just Gareth now, I think. Okay. Thank you, Daniel.
You should be able to hear me now. I usually hide my mic in the background because I'm on production, but because I am such an expert of production, I forgot to enable my own mic. So thank you very much for that, D. Gilligan. And I am back. We gave, honestly, it was the best performance of my life, that commentary, for the first 2 minutes. The rest of it is going to be terrible.
Yeah, I mean, that was everything Gareth had in about half a second there. Now, I don't know if Punju's on his shakedown. He might actually be on his first stage run here, as he's already hit a tree. Now, yeah, as you were mentioning, Gareth, the stage is called Kanawa.
Yes. You're doing all the commentary tonight. There's one later on that I'm desperate for you to pronounce, so I will get to that one.
But, of course, pronouncing all the names of Kenyan areas, which isn't my speciality, unsurprisingly.
Are you not from Kenya?
No, of that.
Right, that's surprising.
But these cars, Gareth, obviously, I haven't seen these cars in this year's game. I'm not sure how they're driving. I'm not sure what they're using. So what are we expecting here this afternoon?
We have 3 cars. Well, there's 6 cars to choose from. They could choose the 23 cars as well. We are driving the up-to-date WRC standard of cars. These Rally 1 cars. Punju's in the Hyundai i20, which is a better car than its 23 variant. No one would touch the 23 car with a barge pole. That's how bad it was. But the 24 car, a lot more stable, but Punju straight away there making mincemeat of that one and clipping the inside bank before this water splash. And now he's got a birthday Mr. Beaning moment here. So happy birthday to him. The first of many issues, and the damage can really rack up here. So that is something he's got to be really wary of for the next stage and a half here as they come to the first service.
Yeah, and also the thing to mention here, this is a 10-kilometer stage, which is stage 1. I believe stage 2 we jump into an immediate another 10-kilometer, and then we have a 20-kilometer stage. So in the first 3 stages alone, you have 40 kilometers of this kind of rallying, and as you can probably notice by the ground and by the way those wheels are moving, it is very tricky to keep it on the ground, as I should say.
Yeah, lots of hazards here at Safari Rally Kenya. It's like driving on the streets of Nottingham. Lots of potholes, kind of unmarked surfaces, I should say. Bumpy ground, terrain, rocks just off the camber that you can easily hit into. And Aerotech, there we are, demonstrating why it's so difficult just to keep the car balanced in a straight line, but going past the same water splash, which Punju had a big moment there. So he's gained some time on his friend and rival straight away there as we just head underneath these acacia trees. It's a really challenging rally. The damage will all stack up massively. You'll see the drivers actually put their ride height near maximum just to kind of off-put any of the suspension damage they may get. But even, perfect driving, you will come to services with quite a lot of damage to repair. So, and there we are, just getting a bit unstable there underneath that tree and managed to get it in within the cut markers. And that is something new since the last time we raced Safari Rally Kenya. There are lots more cut markers on these stages.
Well, I can understand that because there is a lot of open space, let's say, on the drivable bit, which I'm sure some drivers may take advantage of, but obviously not our professionals here at the WRC. And we've got 2 drivers on the screen right now. Of course, we have Mr. Bob on the right-hand side. He's in the builder's car. And we've got Rift Blondie driving the Ford Puma Rally. It's nice to see her jumping in to the WRC. I believe we had her before on WRC.
Yes. She's been here nearly every single season, Ingrid, and she's honestly just found so much pace since the early seasons. And of course, her and her brother made a kind of co-pilot drive earlier on the season. Forget which round that is. I'm going to guess it was Iberia. I think they did it. She's found a lot of pace and confidence here as she comes towards the end of stage 1. On the right, we have Bob ONG, or Bob On God, also known as Jam On God. He's driving the builder car. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Alex, but there is a kind of car you can make yourself in the Rally 1 stage, as Ingrid just finds an acacia tree there and gets a bit up close and personal with it. But this builder car is it's a nightmare, right? So Jam often picks the meme car. I think the builder car is beyond that. If he makes it to the end with his sanity in check, then big shout out to Jam here. And Bob the Builder will be hoping he can for all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, we love Jam. Jam always drives with a smile on his face, and he's always going to be picking the meme cars, having a little bit of fun with it, and he always tends to do. And it's, again, it's nice to see Ingrid on the rally. I almost said the grid. I've been crucified if I said that.
They don't like that in chat, do they?
No,
they don't like
that. Don't like that. Don't mention those those circuit racing terms around me, sir. But Ingrid about to finish their first run of rally of stage 1, I should say, and it's a 7:08. I've got to say, I've seen more pleased faces before. I don't know where that puts her overall. I'll have a quick look.
You have a quick look at that. I'll talk through Isa, who is deafeningly loud. I'll just turn him down a little bit.
Yes, he is. Oh, look at him.
And,
look at his concentration.
Vlembar, these guys, they are sweating hard. And these two are the top 2 in the Creator Series standing. It's the final round. It all comes down to this. And any mistake could be the difference between winning the overall championship. Not just the rally, but winning the overall championship and not. Basically, it's everything on the line. Izamusing, very humble guy, doesn't like to talk up his chances, explains that he's just one of these washed esports drivers. He's gone full sweat mode because he's noticed that both Vlembar and Kamikaze are wanting this one. Kamikaze, of course, our reigning champion, wanting to go back-to-back. Vlembar, of course, champion in the past before, and so is Izamusing, and he's locked in for this one. That's why Izamusing isn't in the commentary box for these final 2 rounds. We want to see the championship be won on stream, as Vlembar has crossed over the flying finish. A 5:57 I caught from him there, so we'll just follow board with Izamusing, 3rd overall on the stage in the whole race net standings. Of course, you can get involved, !WRC in chat if you want to do that. Yeah, coming towards the final, the end of this stage here. This is stage 1, and a hairpin to finish. Let's see what Isa can do.
Yeah, let's see where Isa can put their car on this first stage. Oh, almost losing it there. 5:52. That will be good enough. Well, Vlembar, as we mentioned, was 3rd overall, and just coming to the stop is Izamusing. Kamikaze was 6th. Just for an update for everyone else, and we are just going to see where Izamusing has put their car.
So it's a 5:51, was it? 5:52? He's gone 2nd.
Oh, he's gone 2nd.
Look at that! Wow. Okay.
Wow, less than a second separate Izamusing and Vlembar there. Oh no, more seconds. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong car. Yeah, it's about 4 seconds or so,
he's
which
coming.
still isn't that much.
He's coming. He's saying, "This is my championship. Hands off, boys." But don't worry, Isa, I'm here to jinx you. I'm looking forward to you to missing all the trees tonight and getting no radiator damage. JPH and Ryan LT3 now on screen for us. JPH coming to the end of this rally. He's a little bit slow already. 6:07 on the time board. That's not good enough to compete for the top 5 here.
Yeah, not good enough for JPH _99, as I'm going to call him from now on.
Mr. Whippy, you can call him.
Mr. Whippy, yes, but unfortunately not enough to get himself into the top 5. I did find Ingrid's time, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It was a 383rd.
Sounds fantastic.
It was better than I could have done.
I think that's better than me on the first stage, certainly. That is, again, a very low bar. Very, very low bar, that is.
And I've never driven the game, but I'm hopefully going to do it for next season. We're going to try and get.
We'll get you on there. We'll get you on there, 100%.
Having a go with it.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Ryan. Hello, Ryan. Ryan is still on the first stage. He's currently on a 6:13. He's about 15 seconds off his PB.
Yeah. Had a moment.
It's not been the best of stages. Yeah, he's going to come across. You can see his face. I've seen that one before on Ryan. He is not best pleased with how he's done. And it's managed to just put him, I don't think, anywhere near where he wants. And as we can see here, we've got Ancephalosis on the right. We've got Henry Cookie on the left. A name I don't recognise.
Yes, well, you won't recognise him because he is new to the WRC Creator Series today. It is his debut. Of course, a big TikToker, big following over there, including what he reminded me is the actual WRC account that follows him. He stressed that to me many times last night. But it's great to have Henry on the broadcast. I was chatting with him last night. He's a lovely, lovely lad. And a real fast driver. He could pull out a few surprises here. You know, he's not quite an alien, but he could be up there with those alien drivers, Kamikaze, Vlembar, and Izamusing on their day. So, yeah, comes from a strong rally background as well. Dad rallies his Mark II Escort, I believe. And Henry Cookie coming towards the flying finish. We said he is not too far away from alien pace. That is a 5:55. That is in front of Vlembar. He's happy with that one straight away.
5:55, and that puts him, I believe, in 4th place, as you mentioned, ahead of Vlembar and ahead of Kamikaze. Still behind Izamusing, but that lap from Izamusing is that run from Izamusing is quite incredible. And I don't think Henry can believe where he's put that to start with. But 2 seconds faster than the man chasing down the championship title. And we can see the 2 crowd favourites, the man who sets us all up on the left and Aerotech, who always gives us a fun little interview. They are on stage number 2, which I am very looking forward to pronounce. This is, it's Kanawa Nakura, as I was going to say.
Yeah, so you may recognise a few with the sights and sounds of this rally. It's actually the previous stage, I believe, just in reverse.
Maybe that's what Nakura means. It means reverse.
Maybe it does. Someone with actual knowledge of things.
I'll Google it.
Google. There we are. That has actual knowledge of things. It's there and back again. A Hobbit's Tale, I think it translates to. Yes, we're on board with Aerotech here. And just someone who's I'm so deeply impressed with Aerotech. Of course, comes from that drift scene, hadn't really stepped into EA Sports WRC before jumping into the Creator Series way back in Season 1, I believe he joined us. As he just gets a little bit unsettled over the bumps, uses the fence on the right hand side to just stabilize his car, and now is marching forward on this second stage of the final round of our series today. And just super impressed. He's aiming for those top 50 times. If he gets in something that isn't the mean car, if he doesn't do the bit in the Rally 4 Adam, then he can just find really, really good times. And Aero is just deeply impressive. Of course, he's joined us in the commentary booth a few times in the past as well, and just a lovely person to have around the series. The whole series, of course, filled with great personalities, and such a welcoming and amazing community that surrounds this EA Sports WRC platform. Tomorrow, of course, that community will be welcoming a new DLC, the Hard Chargers DLC, and we will be doing a special broadcast tomorrow, so it will be back-to-back WRC broadcasts. You won't have me on microphone. Luckily, Izamusing will return to put you guys out of your misery of having to listen to me. But Deathlink/Alex Heron, who I'm alongside, will be there for that DLC launch. So, are you looking forward to that, Alex?
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to showing off what is coming to WRC in the very near future. With the hard charges pack, and currently we've got our own drivers hard charging through the stages at the moment. I've googled what that word means, by the way, Gareth. There's no real translation in Swahili, which is what they speak in Kenya. But in the language that they did translate to in Rwanda, as Bob goes into the wall, it translates to "I would grow up."
Oh, right, okay. So I
don't know if that's a accurate translation, but that's what we're going with.
Yeah, so here we are on the growing up stage, and Bob the Builder's here to help accompany that, so that's quite apt, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Jam just finding what I found quite often yesterday, which is the brakes don't work. In fairness, with the builder car, the brakes generally aren't that great. Neither is any aspect of it. I was, in fairness, in the Ford Puma 24 car, so it did have working brakes. I just chose not to depress that pedal most of the time, as Jam just gets a bit out of shape there over the rocks, avoiding the cut marker. So what you will notice at the moment, there's lots of rocks on the side of the stage here, and that high ride height that a lot of them will be having will allow them to maybe avoid some of those rocks, but there's still some rocks that you can absolutely crash into, so you don't want to ride your luck too much as we go through this super fast bit at the end of this stage. Of course, the reverse of the first stage, so this is the bit we did at the very start of the rally, and go too deep. Going for a cut marker, 5-second penalty, another cut marker as well, and a spinny spin Beyblade finish for Bob the Builder there.
Well, it was going so well. He was controlling that so amazingly. That car is crumpled underneath, I imagine, right now. I think Bob's going to have to get some building done on it during the repair, because they have a 20-kilometre stage on the horizon. It was a 7:09.652. That is not going to be any competitive time, but I think the time penalty will affect that a little bit. We are still waiting on our top lads to get this finished. How are they doing, Gareth? We got any?
I will get
any
them
of our
off on the
top runners
feed
going
now.
for it?
Just give me a quick second. They should be coming
No
to the end
worries.
of this stage.
Oh, here we go.
So we could probably maybe speak to Bob the Builder in a little bit once he undeafens. Of course, he's in the surface park now, so he can repair any that damage, and managing the damage that you have is really, really important. Again, it all stacks up. Making sure just to select the right bits here and there to repair at the right time is really important. But it's Izamusing and Vlembar on screen here, the two championship protagonists. Not to forget Kamikaze as well, who in fact I don't think we've ridden along board with, so let's bring up Kamikaze as well at the same time. Kamikaze going over the stage line there to finish there. 6:05 for Kamikaze. They're all in this Toyota Yaris Rally 1 car. That is the meta car. Izamusing just flying through the final bit of the stage. Vlembar's going over the line. He's got a 5:58.952. And now Izamusing showing Bob the Builder how you should have gone through here. 6:01. So a little bit of time lost there for Izamusing on Vlembar, but he'll still have more of a lead over Vlembar thanks to that first stage.
So Vlembar put that third overall. I believe Izamusing has put it, or Kamikaze put it 8 overall. Izamusing has put it 6 overall. So yeah, so the winner of that stage goes to Vlembar at the moment. But of course, we have another one of our fast drivers in the background, a debutant, who I'm sure is looking pretty decent. But shall we bring in? Should we bring in Bob?
Yeah, let's get in the Bob Jams in. Bob McJamus, how are you doing out there? You're in the builder car today, and you are up there for presumably just a laugh, right? You want to subject some misery to yourself and try and get to the end in what is the biggest meme car in EA Sports WRC.
Absolutely, yes. It's definitely an experience. I will give you that. If you've probably caught some of the replay right now that I'm watching, the little bumps in the middle, I get stuck in them. So I have the car max ride height too, so this is really well made. But yeah, it's obviously for the fun and also to show off the fact that builder cars exist. Not that you want to use it, but it's there. At least I didn't get stuck in the water, I guess, and drowned.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's the best you could do. We could watch a replay, but I think we're actually just watching you.
Yeah, we're just watching your face.
We're watching your beautiful face. I'm not going to complain about that, to be honest. You know, Jam, you lighten up my day. You know, 7 days a week, even when we haven't spoken. You're always in my heart. But yeah, so struggling out there. What specifically makes this car worse than the others for you?
For one thing, the base ride height is basically a lowrider. And then if you were to max it out, it's just as high as your standard Toyota Corolla at this point. It's not even that tall. Suspension travel is it has suspension travel, but the base height is low. So for a rally like this, where you're dealing with a lot of uneven surfaces, it's gonna be difficult. Maybe on a tarmac rally, it probably would work, but for this particular one, not really. I'm just happy that I don't even get stuck in the water. In terms of power-wise, it's not that different. I would say from like the untuned, personally, from my point of view, like the untuned Yaris kind of performance. It's kind of like that, but it doesn't have a lot of top speed either. So it's just kind of everywhere. The thing doesn't turn either. So there's a lot of things.
You did very well there to avoid those people. They are a 30-second time penalty for running them over, which seems a bit unfair, really, because they're standing on the racing line, in my opinion. But
they have to run them. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
I wouldn't be standing there if there was a car coming at quite speed.
Exactly.
Still, I would move. But
you got a car coming at you at 120 kilometers an hour, 150, and you're not gonna move.
That's their fault for getting run over, right? That is their
fault. Exactly. That's a skill issue on their part, honestly.
Alex, anything for Jam before we let him go?
No, all I can say is, mad respect for picking the car. I mean, it's very nice to see something we don't normally see in WRC, and watching you go down that very long straight towards the finish was quite incredible, really, because you look like you had all the control, but also none of the control at the same time. It was quite.
If it looked like I had control, that was the complete opposite. I was struggling. I was like literally trying to save my butt every time the thing bounced. So it's
But it's great to watch, Adam. We can't wait to see what you can do with the rest of this rally as well, because you've got a 20-kilometer stage coming up next.
Oh, I didn't even look at that. Okay.
Easy peasy,
Yay.
mate. Easy peasy. You got 2 of them
20
today. You
kilometers,
got 2 of them.
easy. We're
Yeah,
fine.
don't worry about it. I hope you got your hard tires on. Right, speak soon, Jam.
Later.
Talking of which, we could talk about the strategies with the tires first. It's hards, and then after step 4 stages, take another set of hards, and then mediums for the power stage. I think that's what people are going to be running. That's what I ran at least, and that's what Izamusing told me to do. So if Izamusing said it, it's probably true, right?
Yeah, I mean, Isa wouldn't lie to you, and I think he would know.
He may lie to me.
Skill. He may lie to you, but I don't think he'd lie to you about his setup because he knows quite a lot about it. The thing is, it's going to be interesting to see because I think the power stage is going to be quite important due to the fact that those extra points will be needed. We did see, I believe we saw Henry Cookie come across the finish there in stage 2. They didn't trouble the top 10. I believe they finished only in 16th, which is still a good time, of course. It is their debut in WRC.
Yeah, not too far behind Quant and Delamo, of course, a previous world champion in rally, of course, in rally cross rather than the longy bongy stage rallies that we find ourselves in. But, you know, in that mix, that's certainly not a bad thing. So it shows his pace. Today, let's hope he can keep it together throughout all the sessions. You know, could even flirt with a win if we find the top 3 come a cropper. But do you know what? I'm going to drag in a man who's usually in the commentary box at this time of on a Monday. But of course, you are competing for the best. Our very own washed esports driver here, Izamusing / not washed at all. How's it going out there for you through the first 2 stages?
C'est des spéciales très difficiles. Voilà, il y a beaucoup de virages. No, I'll do it in English, no worries. But I thought I'd just troll you a little bit. It's very difficult. You know, supporting to the drivers in the real Safari, it's difficult. You know, there's a lot of rocks everywhere, and even though you maybe practiced it, you just second guess yourself sometimes. And especially having crashed on stage 1 of Chile, I was like, I really don't want to crash in the first 2 stages. And so I was just like tiptoeing through some corners or taking the wrong lines, but we'll get there eventually. As Vlembar and Kamikaze said to me, the pressure is on me. They just have to win. And if they crash, well, it was a formality at the end of the day. But if I crash, it's a very different story.
After you, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying you tiptoed through that first stage. You did almost set the fastest overall time in stage 1. You missed out on by 78 thousandths of a second. And then going into stage 2, you finished behind Vlembar in 6th, but you did finish ahead of Kamikaze. Obviously, Kamikaze is slightly further out of the picture, but it's not impossible for him to win this championship. But Vlembar, you seem to be trading blows now, and of course, we've got the power stage later, and we now have a 20-kilometer stage coming up. Is this what you're most worried about during this stage, or is there another one you're really worried about?
You have to worry about the 20-kilometer stage. You get a puncture from the first kilometer, you have to fix it. So yeah, keeping it clean through there. But if you can gain some time through it, puts pressure on other people, that's for sure. I'd say through talking to everybody and indeed myself as well, the rain coming after stage 6 is where everybody is worried because the tire wear is really high. So we're having to push these tires as long as we can to the rain because the tires, even under rain conditions, just get chewed up as well. So we're having to just drive the stage 10, which is a 20-kilometer stage as well, is going to be driven on completely worn out tires. So, you know, we've got to keep pushing until the end, but the riskiest bits are at the end, paradoxically.
Well, I know it's about time that you actually set off on that longy bongy stage. I wish you the best of luck and be careful of all the cautions out there. Yeah, be careful, Isa. You'll be careful.
Yeah, you don't crash.
That doesn't sound like a jinx at all. So I'll thank you for that.
No problem, dude. Have a good time.
I'll be making notes of it. Thanks.
Always so good to hear from Isa, of course. And Vlembar's already set off on that long stage. He's getting his teeth into it. He's not waiting for Izamusing to go and crash out on the stage. He's waiting for himself to go crash out on the stage. Honestly, truthfully, I think all these 3 guys will make a mistake somewhere here. It's whoever makes the least mistakes because it is just such a torturous rally as Vlembar is just pushing it out there already. And the man, of course, one of the only drivers I believe we actually have at the moment who races on the pad, favours a rally like this because it is, you know, of course, one where you are loose and goosey through all of the corners, for want of a better word, and that cohesion of grip is a little bit more mixed than it would be on asphalt.
Yeah, I mean, from what the little bit I've seen already of these stages, this is quite the ridiculous rally in terms of bumps, bruises. I mean, you'd be bruised to high hell after this rally in real life. Luckily for our drivers, they are racing indoors. Doesn't mean they can't be susceptible to injuries. I'm sure we've seen a few over the years, but they are really pushing the limits here. As Izamusing mentioned, if you get a puncture early on in this stage, it's not like you can just crawl it out like you would another stage, because it's 20 kilometers. If you get it early on, you've got to take that, you've got to take that penalty, and it's going to be a big blow to your championship.
Yeah, and for a stage which is already really difficult on your car's durability, having a puncture and dragging that on for any length of time, it's just going to cause more and more damage. So you really do have to think about that when coming into it. If you just watch Vlembar here, going near those cut markers, hitting the cut markers he knows he can, you can tell that he's put a lot of practice into these longer stages, just getting oh so close to it. And very nice indeed. Of course, we did have Safari Rally Kenya this weekend. We are in an Elfyn Evans domination world. Back-to-back wins in the WRC, leading it by a handsome margin. And it's great to see the Welshman take the win, of course, just riding his luck and driving the durability nightmare that Kenya is in real life as much as in the game. The best of all the drivers out there, and it was great to see that. Yeah, the fech here in the game, not causing too many problems for Vlembar so far.
Yeah, and as we all know, as the rules of being British, if you start winning, you become English, not Welsh. As we continue on here with Vlembar, that's going to annoy a lot of people. But it's as we continue here on stage 3 of this 20 kilometers. I haven't had the ability to pronounce this stage yet.
Oh yes,
Gareth.
let's get it up. Let's get the pronunciation up.
That's not stage 4.
That's stage 4.
That's
stage 4.
Yeah.
I hit the wrong button. But who could believe it?
So it's Mubarak.
Mubarak Obama.
Mubarak Obama is stage number 3 there.
Yeah, Mubarak. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's Mubarak.
Your guess is a good of mine. Better commentators would research this beforehand of time.
Yeah, well, they yes, exactly.
But what did they expect?
I don't speak Kenyan.
Yeah.
Or Swahili.
Swahili, as you've already figured out.
as I've pointed out already. So I managed to know people from Kenya and the Welsh today. So we're off to a good
George
margin.
Morgan is in bits, I must say.
No,
he is in bits.
God, sorry, George. That's just In hindsight, that comment I should have kept to myself. But hey, it'll make a good clip though. Yeah. Kamikaze there, as we can see from the front of the thing, is I'm going to say a little bit choppy.
Yeah, don't worry, that's just realism that we baked into the broadcast here, because of course when you watch the real EA Sports, when you watch the real WRC feeds, they chop out like this, and that's nothing to do with skill issue on our side at all. But yeah, Kamikaze is out there. I'd just like to show that. We'll drop away from that feed, of course. But Kamikaze still in this title fight. He's a little bit further back, admittedly, than these boys. Of course, only getting 1 win so far this season. That was back in Sweden, which is what his expertise is in. But he's 25 points back on Izamusing. 30 points available total today, of 25 points from winning the rally overall and 5 from the power stage. So we'll keep you up to breast and updated with what that actually means as Izamusing goes for the water splash there.
Up to breast.
Up to breast, yeah, I know, completely.
Okay.
We'll keep you abreast, is what I meant to say.
Abreast,
but
yeah.
I thought we'd just glide right over that.
I thought
Alex.
I mentioned it because I didn't know if you'd heard yourself say it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on from that. Yeah, so as you can see, they're already 5 minutes through this stage. There's still 5 minutes to go. The best time around here was a 10:44.995. As we actually see a pause here from Izamusing.
Oh, he's not liking it.
He's not liking the settings. Now, you may think, well, this might be just one of those, you know how F1 drivers complain about everything. And, when it's actually their driving that's gone wrong. Well, Izamusing is clearly complaining about something. But will that take him out of the rally picture? His mindset would have changed ever so slightly. So hopefully it hasn't changed it too much. And he can just get back into the realm of focusing on this rally.
Yeah, absolutely. He is actually playing on the preview version of the game. Of course, he gets access to that through his Creator Network relationship he has with EA, and that preview build is out of embargo as of 4 p.m. today, so he is allowed to stream that with us. But there were a couple of comments saying that maybe the preview build isn't as stable as the release will be tomorrow, and that means that you know, maybe a few stutters in there here or there. I'm calling that a weak excuse from the drivers, and I'm going to call them out on that one. I had no stutters when I played it briefly, and I played it all of 5 minutes, so I would know.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a skill issue to me from Izamusing. I mean, he's using the excuse of the game not working properly to not give him the aspects and tools he needs to win this championship. And as we see, we've got another two very fast drivers on our screen right now. To add to the Izamusing and Vlembar, we have Henry, Cookie, and Quinton there, bottom left and bottom right, respectively. And I think Henry could be a big addition to WRC for many seasons to come if he decides to stick around, because he is a very fast driver we have seen in the last few stages.
There's hello, welcome, Appy Plyery. I may have misspoken. It is not a new game. It is a preview version of the DLC that is dropping tomorrow. Hard Chargers, of course, coming along. We'll get access to 6 new cars, featuring among them the iconic 99 Focus driven by Colin McRae. We have the Hyundai i20 from 2021, the Mark II Ford Escort, which is going to be a delight to drive, 2 Clios, because Renault is the best manufacturer ever. And another car that's, I believe it's an Opel Corsa that you're also having, as well as 6 new stages as well. There's 3 new stages in Sweden for Umeå, and 3 new stages for Greece. I can't remember the stage name for those, but I'm pretty happy with how much I've remembered anyway, just recalling that off the top of my head. So it's not a new game, but they do have a preview build of the new DLC, which basically acts as a new game in the background. But yeah, we'll just gloss over that. There isn't a new game releasing, it's just new DLC. So if I got your hopes up, maybe soon, who knows?
Who knows? We don't know. Oh, I mean, I certainly don't. I'm not part of the whole network, but Gareth might know. He might just not be telling you. I would tell everyone, because, you know, that's who I am as a person. But as you see, Quinton is actually going to the end of his stage run here, and that is the first completed stage we have seen of stage 3.
I'll be honest, I have no idea what stage Quanton is in. I never know. We'll find out here. He just goes off, so he is on the right one. Yeah, he is on the right one.
He's on stage 3.
He's meant to be running a lot later than the other guys, but he always just goes whenever he wants to be honest. So when we pop into Quanton, he could be on any of the 11 stages today, just as well, obviously any after the stage 3 at this point. But he just marches to the beat of his own drum, does Quanton.
Which I can respect. I respect a man that marches to the beat of his own drum, or woman.
Yep.
I'm not judging him. I'm really on a roll this afternoon for comments. I mean, maybe this is why I'm a commentator, folks.
What? So you can make gaff after gaff? That's,
yes, exactly.
That's what we're meant to be doing. Ryan LA3, first time he's on our screen today, and actually putting out the first video on the EA Sports Creator Series Rally channel. If you go follow us on YouTube, it's at WRC Creator Series. He was in that iconic Colin McRae Focus 99 car on the Umeå stage as well, so giving a preview of that. So please do go give that a watch, a like, a follow along, and follow us on there, because from next season that is our YouTube presence.
Yeah, and if that video gets 100,000 likes, Gaff will personally send everyone a thank you message.
Yes, it will be sent to you on Habba Hotel, but you'll just have to deal with that one.
But 100,000 likes, and we'll make that happen, folks. But as you see, Ryan's face there, I'm gonna give you a think he looks like an Edwardian gentleman with that concentration on right there. Something you'd see in Bridgerton or Downton.
I don't think Bridgerton is set during the Edwardian times. I mean, it's fantasy. But
it's fantasy, but you know what I mean. He's got that face of I wonder if I should take the next left. He doesn't look like a rally driver right now. He looks like a butler that's saying, "Are you sure, sir?" That's kind of what I've got right now on Ryan's face. Who let me and Gareth commentate this? This has gone absolutely fantastic.
I for one, am very
Vlembar-
much enjoying it.
Me too. Vlembar has gone third there overall. 10:50.099. Only 5 seconds off the fastest time we have around stage 3. We are waiting for Izamusing to set their time around here. And they are on a flyer right now. They are only a few seconds before the end of this stage. And this could absolutely smash what Vlembar did if they can pull this off in the final few corners.
Yep, so they've just gone under the 1 kilometre to go board. We are just swarming your way through the final part of this stage. Tricky. Dodge those cut markers. There's a bit of controversy around those cut markers because they added them all in, but then they didn't reset the time trial board. So there's literally times out there which are impossible to beat because you get fat penalties now. So I say just ignore those cut markers and just go for it. But of course, these drives are quick. But this is a very good time.
He's done it.
He's done a very good time.
That's top. He has sent it top there overall. That will be number 1 in stage 3. A 44.3 is fastest overall in stage 3 in our Creator Series network.
As Vlembar and Kamikaze said, the pressure is all on Izamusing, and he has took that as a kind of inspiration here. He is showing his kind of legendary pace that led him to esports championship finals, and Ryan just hitting one of those bushes, maybe it was a rock actually, sending the car into a spin. Quite nicely controlled, but will be a few second time loss. As you can see, he is down on his delta on the screen as the name tag hides that nicely. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Let's just hide the name tag. 15 seconds down on his delta, but you know, maybe carrying a bit of damage, which is compared to a time travel when he isn't carrying the damage. You don't expect him to be setting personal best, certainly. In the club, as he hits a rock and gets a bit of airtime as well to boot. So around his hairpin he'll go, and through the final kilometre board he'll pass under. But Ryan just struggling out there to keep get pace that is near his personal best.
Yeah, he's certainly not setting the world alight at the moment. I think he's going to be asking himself, I should be going faster here in a minute, sir. But at the moment, he is currently happily sitting, driving his car in Rally Kenya. But as he said, he may have damage. We don't know. We might have a chat with him in a little bit. We love chatting to Ryan. He's always a great insight and a great laugh.
Yep, he'll be asking for a little bit more of himself through the next few stages. Do you see what I did there? You see what I did?
I did.
Horrendous. I apologise to everyone out there. But going over the line, it's 11:54, which I believe it's over a minute away from what Iz has done. So, of course, the longer the stage, we've done a 20-kilometre stage, the more chance there is for time loss. That can kind of exponentially grow over those top aliens, as Ryan would call it. But a decent time, only 16 seconds away from his personal best in a club. That shows his commitment to this club today.
Yeah, it's still in the top 100, though. It's still a top 100 time, and that is impressive as anything else. There's Henry Cookie here, on the other hand, is currently still on his run. He is just gone over the 11-minute mark, and Ancephalosis not wearing his Spanish national team shirt today, but he's wearing a shark on his shirt, is he? I think it.
Yeah, it looks like a shark.
It looks
tastes
like a
shark, but it's a breakfast cereal. So
yeah, we'll have to ask him. We'll have to ask him what his shark is about a bit later, because
is that off stream?
Honestly, Gareth, this is why you're kept to the broadcast room. So these are the jokes that you make to us in our ear, but they can't hear them. But there you go. Ancephalosis has finished his run there. I believe that will put him inside
that was a good time.
The top. Oh wow, very good time there for Ancephalosis. Inside the top 40. I think he'd be mega proud with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was slightly just off the pace of Henry Cookie. We've already seen the pace of him so far, so maybe Henry making a mistake, but Andy well in the top 50 at Safari Rally Kenya. You know, we call him Scandy Andy sometimes, but maybe today he's Sandy Andy.
Maybe he is Sandy Andy and using that sound to his advantage. Should we bring Ancephalosis in for a chat? Have we got time for that, Gareth?
He's unmuted. Let's bring him in. Hashtag YOLO. Here he is. What a stage time that is for yourself. You must be feeling pretty happy with that. Easily top 40 at the moment. And yeah, a very difficult stage out there. Andy, what are you thinking right now?
Yeah, I'm happy with that one. I don't know whether to be confident or not. I know Kenya is going to be like kind of a rally by attrition. So there was a number of times where I kind of had to tell myself a little bit not to push too hard. And it definitely paid off. Sometimes when you're not going, at least for myself, when I'm not pushing like super duper hard, I feel like I'm going slow. But sometimes the opposite is actually the case, that when I'm pushing hard, I'm overdriving and I'm driving slow. But on stages like this one, where I kind of take the time to try to drive every turn the way it's meant to and brake properly and focus on like prioritizing my boost at good times, it paid off. So I'm very happy with that one. Slow and steady. We didn't win the race, but shoot, not dead. We take that.
Yeah, I mean, you've been looking fantastic overall so far from what we've seen. You're going on to stage 4 now, which is a very short stage considering the 3 you've just done, just over 40 kilometers in the 3 stages we've done before. But obviously, as always, I'm here to ask the best questions. We've got to ask about your shirt, Ancephalosis. Is that a shark on your shirt?
I do indeed have a shark on my shirts.
Is it got any special meaning, or is it just a shark on a shirt?
We're ready to attack, baby. That's all there is to it.
That's what I love to hear, Ancephalosis.
Next Monday, you're going to be like looking at your wardrobe. You're like, what am I going to wear that I'm not going to make a comment about?
The hardest choice of my week, man. What am I going to wear on Monday?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we'll let you get on with stage 4, and we'll follow the coverage of you. But great stage 3 for you there, so massive congratulations on that.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, man. Pleasure talking to you guys.
Thank you, mate.
What a lovely bloke he is. He's
a
a top lad. He's a top lad. Well,
he's going to be scared every time he puts on a shirt now. From now on, I've actually ruined that experience.
Paint shirt this week, Ancephalosis. Can you talk us through it?
What's the reason you picked this colour of shirt this week, sir? I want to know. Is there any special reason? I love how you thought of that on the fly. By the way, that's quite an incredible thing. Now, as we can see, Izamusing and Vlembar are already on stage number 4, flying through it there. And what is the name of this stage, Gareth? Well, I'd love to give it a go.
You've thrown it back to me.
Well, no, I'd love to give it a go.
You give it a go. There we are.
It is. Suganai.
Yes, that is the name of the stage. 9.7 kilometers.
Is it Swahili?
Yeah, probably. From here on out, let's just. In fairness, there's a stage called Moi North later on, which is I think the North isn't Swahili, but the Moi probably is. Isa earlier on, he answered us in French to start off with. Were you aware of this over the weekend, Alex? The protest against the FIA?
I did. I've heard about this. Yes. I mean, we love the FIA. They're fantastic.
Yeah, we do. We love the FIA.
Yeah. Well, it depends depends who's listening. Yeah. But yeah. Also, this does translate in Swahili, by the way.
Oh right, okay.
It translates to "I smell it."
Well, I smell it, and I smell a DNF for one of these boys. Coming straight up.
Find out who's going to get that DNF. We are in very much the last stages of where we're going to have dry running. This is stage 4, stage 5, and stage 6 are all dry running and all pretty short stages. Stage 6 in particular is only a measly 4.9 kilometers long.
Yeah, they will be blink or you miss it stages. Blink and you miss it, rather. Blink or you miss it doesn't quite work. Blink or you'll miss it, lad. It doesn't work the same at all. But yeah, those next 2 stages will be in the night. Of course, we can see the sun is setting on day 1 of this rally. That's what we kind of trying to emulate it around at least. As Izamusing, he's just on it, isn't he? There's nothing else to say. He's on it. He's fighting off the jinxes with his defense against the dark arts lessons that he's had from Professor Umbridge, and he's hoping that will help him through today's action. I think the real challenge for these guys will be those rainy stages. It really will be a test of attrition.
Yeah, it certainly will. I mean, if there's anyone that can do it, it's these guys in our WRC. I mean, we love commentating on them, but they are all so fast. I mean, even the guys that we see maybe around the midfield, maybe under the 100 times, are all so quick that we have on show to you guys. You see how fast Izamusing is going through the end of this stage. It's going to be another cracker of a time. 4:54.996. That puts them second. They missed out on the fastest time by 0.2 of a second. Meanwhile, Vlembar coming up to the finish
Ooh.
will get a 5-second penalty right at the end. It's a 5:08. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because they still would have got a 5, which would have put them top 7. But it's not. It's actually, I think IRC JPH has gone ahead of Vlembar.
Woo.
IRC JPH did a 5-minute dead.
Well,
Kamikaze was 11th, and Vlembar is down in 16th.
yeah, we're seeing it on the page there. I tell you what, let's grab in Vlembar for a very quick interview and see if he can explain what's happened out there. Just a little bit of a cut at the end, adding 5 seconds to your time, but wasn't the best stage compared to your title rivals Kamikaze and Isa here. Are you struggling out there, or do you just feel like you're maybe leaving a few temps out there because you don't want to push it over the limit?
Now I just got a bit unlucky twice with the RD cut devices. I clipped one on a straight basically, and it got stuck under my car and pushed me like off the road. I don't know if it was on broadcast. Maybe I can get it quickly here. And yeah, obviously at the end, got a bit too wide in the last corner. Was a bit unlucky. Sometimes if you like hit him straight in the middle, you get a 5 seconds. You don't get a 5 seconds. So yeah, this is basically the other situation where I got stuck under my car.
Okay, so we are watching the replay here. You've just gone into chase cam. The Benny Hill theme has ceased playing, and there we are. Oh, is that the cut marker there?
Oh.
And then just puts you off.
Yeah, basically it got stuck under my car and like pushed me off to the side.
And did you get a penalty
like
for that
the
as well? Or
No, that didn't get a penalty, but just I think the time
Massive
loss
time loss.
is also a few seconds.
Yeah, of
So
course.
yeah, not optimal stage, but yeah, the first 3 were pretty good. So yeah, I have to see. To be fair, I didn't expect Isa to be this quick, so my hopes slowly dwindling. Yeah, I just have to pray. Maybe there's a mistake for him, like a bigger one, where he can get back into the race. But at the moment, yeah, he's already got one hand on the trophy, so it's not looking optimal.
Jinx.
Yeah. I mean, remember, I think you're battling against a very, very, let's say, dominant Izamusing at the moment. He seems locked in and ready to win this championship. But there's still a lot of stages to go. Still just under, not even over halfway through the stage yet. And of course, we have the wet weather stage coming up. Do you think you can gain some advantage there, or do you think that Izamusing might even have the advantage through there?
That's my hope, maybe on the wet stages, that he will struggle there a bit more. We did some testing before the broadcast. To be fair, we were both struggling very hard on stage 10, which is the second 20-kilometer stage, which is also wet. Maybe if I get a smooth run there and he again has some mistakes like in practice, maybe I can get back some time. But yeah, at this point, I'm just, like I said, hoping that he makes a mistake, because otherwise I think he's on for not only the win in the Creator Series, I think he is leading overall right now in the club also, which is, with all the drivers who participated so far, that's also a big achievement.
Absolutely, we're just seeing that cut at the end there, just pushing a little bit too far through the final finish. Just finally, we do have some wet stages coming up a little bit later on. Do you feel confident in the wet compared to the dry? Is it better for you, or does it just not really make much of a difference?
Yeah, the setup felt pretty good, so I hope, yeah, like I said, I can gain some time there. But yeah, if he keeps up this pace, it's gonna be very, very, very hard. I would have to do some absolutely insane runs to get it back that time, and yeah, I don't think I have the chance to do that. It's basically impossible, so yeah, at this point I'm just hoping for a mistake.
I think it's impossible, Vlembar. It's not over till the fat lady sings, and she's not warming up just yet. When she warms up, I'll let you know. But right now, you can still win this championship. Just get that mentality in your brain. Believe. And never give up.
And if you win, it's now Alex's. In fact, it's Alex's pet
Yeah,
dog here.
if you win, you've got to thank me for it, okay? That's how it's working.
I will. First name mentioned.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Well, good luck, mate. Enjoy your next 2 stages. Well, the next 2 stages that are dry. One is basically a blink and you miss it, as Gareth put so nicely stage 4.9 kilometers. But good luck, mate, and enjoy the next part of this rally.
Thank you. Enjoy it as well.
Thank you, Vlembar.
Lovely to hear from him. Let's just work out. You talk. I'm going to work out if there's any more time to interview someone else towards the end here.
I will talk then, yeah. But no, we are very much looking forward to not only the rest of this rally, but of course, we will be coming back for Season 6 of the WRC Creator Series. I'm not sure when it will be, but to keep update with all of the action happening on the Creator Series, not just for WRC, but of course for the F1 world as well, you can follow all our socials at the top of the screen there. We're on X, also known as Twitter. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. And of course, the brand new, I'm pointing at myself there, the brand new, I'm trying to point, but I'm backwards. The WRC, it's that way. No, it's the other corner. The WRC Creator Series YouTube channel, which from next season onwards, where all of the WRC content will be going. Gareth, have we got time for another interview, or are we going straight on to stage 5?
We're going to get Henry Cookie in. He's deafened up at the moment, but I believe he will undeafen. I have the confidence to say he will undeafen. Come on, Henry.
Hi.
There he is.
Hi.
How are you finding out there? Welcome to the Creator Series broadcast, first of all. Welcome
Thank you.
to everyone over on TikTok. Great to have you here. Lovely chatting with you last night and getting to know you. Introduce yourself to the stream, first of all.
I'm Henry, and I make I make games pretty much. I make videos on games. I am an awkward guy, as you can tell. But these last couple of stages, I did get a puncture. I ran over a rock, and it caused a puncture. So that's 90 seconds lost.
That would explain a bit of your time loss earlier. We did see you. We saw you on pace with the aliens, as we call them in this series.
Aliens.
Yeah, if you're too quick, we just say that you're not human. Basically, here it's a way of devaluing them as an existence. But you were on pace with the aliens. That puncture just setting you back a bit there.
It did set me back, but that means Isa has a chance at winning now because I won't be interfering.
He's his own worst enemy. Don't worry about that one.
He is his own worst enemy. Yeah,
he'll probably bin it at some point. There's a whole wet stage coming up, so he may still bin it. But with our first 4 stages done, of course we've got 5 and 6 coming up next, which are both 9.7 and I think 4.6 respectively. And then of course we go into the wet stages. Any stage you're really not looking forward to coming up? I know there's that 20-kilometer wet stage, which I'm sure everyone is worried about, but I imagine is that the one you're worried about as well?
Yeah, because I'm going to have to use worn hard tyres, and I'm not looking forward to it really, because our tyre selection isn't great so far. We don't get many tyres, obviously, but the medium tyres for these next couple of stages should just end up worn at the end instead of just fully dead. So I might, however, just go for a little push and ignore Twitch chat for a little bit. Yeah, that's right, you're getting ignored. I kind of just want to claw some time back. Maybe try for another P3 or a stage win, possibly. But I don't know if I'm going to beat Isa.
How is the potato cam today?
The potato cam, 480p, I'm pretty sure. I don't know which one's filming me, though. I got them mixed up, so I don't know which one to look at.
Just look at them both at the same time. Your eyes will thank you for it.
No, I can't do that. My eyes are not. You can't split off like that. No way.
Well, we'll let you get on with it, Henry. But welcome to the broadcast. Thanks. We'll hopefully catch up with you later on.
Yeah, and I'll have better interviews in the future.
This was a great interview. This was up there.
Class.
It was class. Lovely.
Right, I'll ask you about your room next time. That's always the good question. I'll ask you something about in your room.
Get hiding stuff quickly.
Quickly.
I hid all the crates of Brewdog. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
Well, they are out there on stage 5.
Ooh, and it's got pretty dark all of a sudden.
The sun has set, I would say.
The sun has set. And it's Tamra Betty, everyone. It's Tamra Betty. I don't know why I put an Italian accent on it.
We're suddenly in Corsica, everyone. Is Corsica in Italy? I think so. Maybe it's Sardinia. Actually.
It doesn't translate, unfortunately, in Swahili. I've just checked.
Yeah.
But it translates from Swahili into Tambourette in English.
Okay. So, that's good. We're at Tambourette, the well-known English term for Tambourine, of course. But yeah, this, I believe, is the reverse of Moy North, which is a very, very quick stage. And this bit here that Aero's going through, you do not want to hit the rocks on the outside. That is a really, really easy way to get a puncture. And even
like
end off...
did there.
Yeah, I think he avoided the puncture there. But you can also end off the cliff, and you basically have to reset to get back on there. But this is indeed the reverse of Moy North, and just a few flying gravel sectors to come up here. Just a few 4 lefts and 4 rights coming up. It's a 6 left now, but my stage knowledge isn't there. It's quite flowing, this final part of the rally, and Aerotech just out there being I would say a road sweeper. Traditionally, the first car out would be sweeping the road, but of course they all have the same conditions in the WRC club. If you want to race in those same conditions, it's !WRC in chat. You can join the RaceNet. Also, if you just go onto RaceNet, we are partnered with EA. Of course, thank you very much to EA Sports for all the involvement they have with the WRC club and the F1 series as well. As Aerotech just smashes it into the board there. That was textbook there, Aero. But yeah, we are partnered on there. You can join them through there. So over the flying finish, 6:11.145, and he's seen me. I don't think any of this damage counts after the flying finish. Just so you're aware.
I'm gonna guess he's not overly happy with how that's just happened. Oh my! That car has seen better days. Has that got puncture front left?
Ooh,
I think he's got a front left puncture there.
It could have been that. Was that rock? Maybe he hit the rock at the end.
It may have been the rock. Well, we might be able to chat to him in a little bit.
Well, let me see. When is he next meant to run? In 2 minutes. So let's not grab him.
Let's not bring him in just
we'll
yet.
Grab him maybe after the next
later.
stage, which I'm very much looking forward to you pronouncing.
Yeah.
But
I'm not looking at it. I don't want spoilers. I'm going to wait until it pops up.
Yes. Rift has just got over the flying finish there. That was a 650. So a little bit slower. And Jam is just that is dark Jam. That is. There we are.
Jesus, how can you see, sir? I mean, that's quite the
650. Very similar to Rift.
There you go.
Very similar to Rift, those two. So doing well in the Bob the Builder car there. If he's keeping up with Rift, he's quite a quick driver. Somewhere down there, yeah, that's fine. That's quicker than me on that stage, almost certainly. So
yeah, well
done, Jam.
It's always good to see. We actually got Punju available for interview. I don't know when he's next.
He's
running.
also going to go in about a minute. So we'll go to Punju and Aerotech. Should we bring them in together after the next stage?
We'll bring them in together at thing, and we'll make them interview each other.
Yes, and then we can just go for and
we can just go for a union mandated break.
Yeah.
As TK
would say,
we often call it. Yes.
We miss you, TK. The broadcast is a shambles without you.
It seems to be. Glad that barrier was breakable. Izamusing there on the left-hand side. They're going to come across the finish. It's a 5:27. That is for Izamusing. Maybe a little bit slower because it's only put him fourth fastest overall.
Only 4th fastest. God, he's washed,
Vlembar has put themselves
slower.
12th fastest overall.
Yeah, they both hit that same board in the same way. So that is just the racing line, which must be very annoying for the marshals around there to have to pick that board up every single time and place it back. But Izamusing 4th overall.
Yeah, God's sake, I've got to put this board down again. Kamikaze, only 19th overall. It's not gone well for Kamikaze.
No, Kamikaze, Safari Rally Kenya, I haven't actually asked him about how much he enjoys this rally. I'm sure we will talk about that at some point, but he is very often on the edge of self-destruction, and Kenya brings that to the fore a lot more. So he's a little bit off the pace. I don't think he's had any major wobbles out there, but it's difficult.
He hasn't had any major successes either.
Yes, exactly.
Which is
exactly.
what it is. Izamusing,
he's out here.
He's decided he's already won, so he's going home. Well, I believe we've got the next two on stage number 6. Now, the reason why stage number 6 is so quick after stage number 5 is because it's a very short stage. It's night time now. This is an interesting name. I'm going to give it a pronounce. It is Willy, as they say in as Ingrid there. I've got to say I've seen her look happier. But she seems to be concentrating.
Now, it's a bit of an evil stage to come to here because this is so technical. Lots of square rights and square lefts. So easy to carry too much speed in as there's crests and rocks and hazards all over the place. And this is a real mean green grilling machine rest in peace, of course, out here, and it can just destroy you. This stage. It's a very, very short stage, but it can easily destroy you.
Yeah, and we've just seen someone follow there on
Yeah,
Ingrid Streamer as
Thank
well.
you for following
well,
Rift.
Thank you for following Rift Blondie. We always appreciate that. But come follow the Creator Series as well. You know, we're not desperate at all. A reset penalty for Ingrid as well. It's not gone well for their attempt on stage number 6. I actually haven't worked out if this stage means anything. So I'm going to have a quick.
Yeah.
Apparently I can translate from Hawaiian.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Right. Oh well, maybe we're Hawaiian now.
It means vibration.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
You know, hey, everyone, you know, everyone will diss my Google Translator, but we've worked out why this is called what it's called now. See, I'm going to do this for every rally we do in the future, which is great.
Absolutely. Ryan's disappeared on my screen. You can't see that, but I'll have to go and sort that out in the background.
Sorry, would you like me to talk while you sort that out?
Don't worry. Yeah, do talk. I won't talk for a while.
All right. Well, we've got Izamusing and Vlembar on their runs here of stage 6 of Willy, or as known as Vibration, as it's been called now. As we translated it. So these two are the ones battling for our championship here. It doesn't seem that Kamikaze is able to perform in this environment, and that is maybe not on him, maybe it is not his rally, as mentioned by Gareth a few moments ago. Vlembar has got a lot of catching up to do. I am not going to lie to you, there is a massive gap between the top 2 at the moment, and Vlembar knows he has to win. Izamusing knows he just has to finish. And hopefully for his sake he can do, because we are about to go into a very treacherous part of this rally. We are going into a wet and dark session of the Rally Kenya, which I think we're all looking forward to seeing and watching. Hopefully it's not a massive disappointment, well, it's not a disappointment because me and Gareth are commentating, and that's always lovely.
Exactly. How could you be disappointed with that?
Exactly. So Izamusing is running through the stage right now, just going up the hill. And as you mentioned, the sharp corners, the 90 degrees, as you say, the uphills, the darkness here around Kenya, it's going to be off-putting in general. I'm surprised there's no wildlife running across the circuit.
Yes, the wildlife is not programmed into the game, but I can tell you in real life, there quite often is a bit of wildlife, and it doesn't always end particularly well for the wildlife.
Wildlife won, rally car.
Yeah, there was a bit of a zebra moment last year, I kind of remember, with one of the cars, certainly. But don't worry, no one really cares for them anyway. So, as Izamusing...
You didn't find the zebra crossing.
Better on us now. But it was a 2:45 of Vlembar. The reverse of this stage, actually, Izamusing said is his favourite stage at Safari Rally Kenya. So, I say it's super technical, really challenging. Isa says, oh, I love that. It's great.
That sounds like a Vlembar answer. So Vlembar put themselves 5th. Quinton was 4th overall on this rally. 2:45.039. Vlembar did a 2:45.148. And we're going to keep an eye on what Izamusing is doing. I've got to say, it doesn't look like it's going to be... it might be up there still. He's currently got about 10 seconds to catch up here to get that working. Can they get themselves up near the top 5, or maybe even the top 1? Well, it's not going to be the top 1. It's not going to be the top 2. Will it be the top 3? It's going to find out. It's actually maybe a bit slower than the top 3. It's a 2:46. That is slower than Vlembar.
It's a little bit of time loss, but he's not going to be panicking with that one. He's not going to be panicking with that one. He's got through that stage fine enough. Let's say. I think. Do you know who is probably available? We've probably got Aerotech and Punja available by now. Should we drag them in? Should we drag the birthday boy in?
Both in. Let's drag the birthday boy in. And he is currently, I believe, he's wearing a chef's hat.
It's over, and I was like, maybe.
It's Aerotech and Punji, ladies and gentlemen. We brought them in at the same time. The double interview. And of course, the birthday boy is here as well. And as it's his birthday, we'll go to Aerotech first. Aerotech, we'll quickly talk you through the first 6 stages so far. I've got to say, after stage 5, I've seen you look happier. And you also seem to have a puncture as well on that left front on the left front. Talk us through how it's been going for you.
No punctures, but I did tried to do some setup work last night, and I'll be the first one to admit I don't know what I'm doing. You would assume that you'd go to Kenya and you go, wow, big bumps, soften the car. Apparently that was wrong and incorrect because we keep bottoming out everywhere. The front end's digging in everywhere. And then not the last stage, but the stage before, the car just slammed the ground and spit me off so far I had to go into chase cam because I didn't know where I was. Granted, a lot of it's been driver issues too, where I'm just getting upset and then making mistakes. But not our best rally, and it's kind of reflecting in some stage times. I'm hoping that we can kind of turn it around in the rain, especially just talking to you guys and taking a breather, but it's not been going great over here so far.
Well, we're glad we can give you a breather, and sometimes it is just like that with the rally. It doesn't always fall in your favour. But for the birthday boy there on the left-hand side, Punju, we like the hat you are wearing. I believe.
Thank you.
Is it a chef's hat? Are you cooking something?
It is. We are
delicious
cooking.
up here?
Yes.
You are cooking. What are you cooking up here for us, Punju? Because we're about to go into the wet stages.
Yeah, so I'm cooking some prawns with a side of confit duck. Also, take a look at my little chef's gloves too. I literally do have oven mitts. No, I honestly, it's been slow and steady. I'm actually trying to take a page out of Arrow's book today. He is literally my inspiration. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be chill today. I'm just gonna not push hard. And it's funny. You start out so far behind, and the problem is I look at my stage times every single stage, and so I'm like, whoa, I'm like really far behind. But I'm like, wait, I'm just gonna keep going slow and steady. Eventually, it'll cut back to me. You have like one or two freakazoid super fast stages, and then every once in a while, and most of the time it's just like consistent. And I just keep climbing every single stage. So I guess the strategy is working.
I think it seems to be working. Gareth, you got any questions for our two guests here?
So I don't know how close you are in the overall standings, but do you have any forfeits lined up for yourself if over the course of this stage in this rally? I believe Aerotech's out of reach for yourself, Punju, but if one of you finishes in front of each other, do you have that forfeit lined up?
Nope. Go to the end.
Okay. You're being friendly with each other today. There's no little pizza bets.
He's respecting the fact that he's respecting the fact I'm trying to make top 50 overall. I missed a round two. I think it would probably be the best I finished in Creator Series overall. Got some ideas for next season though. Where if I lose a forfeit, then I have to turn my entire game French. Like paste notes, the menu, everything. I do speak French, not that well. So we've got some ideas for next season. I'm glad that he's being a homie and letting me kind of try here.
Oh yeah,
one last time.
Go hard, man. This is great.
And Punju, before we let you two go, what is the birthday number you are celebrating here today?
It's 28. Honestly, I'm pretty close to some tapioca pudding in a retirement.
You're 28?
Yeah, I'm an old fart, man.
I like that.
Aerotech, would you like to tell everyone your age for the group?
We're all friends here.
Yeah.
Come on, Aerotech. We're not going to judge, mate.
28 as well. I've just decided.
I'm also 28. Yes.
The problem is my dad bod puts on a facade of 36, so that's a little bit rough. But outside of that, I am actually 28. Yeah, 97 was my birthday. I passed my golden birthday a couple years ago. RIP to that one.
My back hurts, bro.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you go and attack the next stages, and good luck with that top 50 mission there, Aerotech. And
thanks, guys.
We'll catch up and see how you do.
Thanks, y'all. See ya.
See you guys.
Lovely to hear from them. Always lovely to hear from them. What a good pairing they are. They often go first in our broadcast.
Andrew's still in the chat. I don't think he's meant to be.
But, whoopsie.
He can't hear us. But I think you did drag him, but he dragged himself back by accident.
Smooth moves. It's all plain sailing here in the broadcast. It's all plain sailing.
We're on to stage 7 here, Gareth. It is back to dry. The sun is rising. Back to dry. Back to sunny, I should say. The sun is rising here at Kenya, but you can see the ground is a little bit damp.
Yes, it's the first of our wet stages. It is wet until the end of the stage now. So let's see how he prepares here. Punju's just, as he said, just taking it easy, just trying to gain back time towards the end of the rally by not having those damages that come along with pushing too hard and maybe putting it into a ditch here or there more than the others. So he's just trying to ease himself through it, and he's going to need to reset that again and just ease back further in these wet conditions and try and learn what it's like to drive at Safari Rally Kenya in these conditions, because by the sounds of it, he hasn't done too much practice out there.
No, well, he's been celebrating his birthday, hasn't he? Of course, it might be his birthday today, but your birthday is a week-long celebration of your 28th year of birth. Well, that's how I make mine. I just want to say that they were all saying they're 28 and well, Eritek maybe slightly older than 28. I'm not sure, but I did feel slightly young there for a moment.
I'm definitely older than 28, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm 23 this year.
That's young.
Believe that?
That was a while ago for me. I'm not gonna lie, that was a long time. But as my hairline suggests, I have not been 23 for a while.
Yeah, well, I decided instead of just going grey, I'd just dye my hair white. So I get it done early. See what I look like when I turn a bit older. Well, you can pull off the Patrick Stewart though, Gareth, which I think is something that not many people can do.
Yes, I will take that as a compliment. I don't have the same voice as Patrick Stewart, I know that much, or the acting ability, but I do have a similar style slap head. So
you could do a fantastic cosplay.
Yeah.
So there you
Patrick
go.
Stewart after too many KFCs.
If that WRC video gets 100,000 likes, then Gareth will cosplay as Patrick Stewart on the next WRC broadcast we do.
The next generation of WRC Creator Series is going to be lit. I will say that much.
It certainly will.
We have 4 creators out there. Well, I think we have more creators out there, to be honest, but we're looking at 4 creators on our screen at the moment. Biff just getting a cut penalty after thwacking a sponsor board.
Yeah.
Bob the Builder out there. He's still going, right? Shouts out. He's still going in that Bob the Builder car. You know, not the worst times in the world as Rift goes over the flying finish. That's a 4:17 there, if your eyes are not able to see that. And Jam coming towards the end of the stage as well. It's a 361 position for Rift Blondie. We've had, I think, over 600 entries. So, you know, right in that mid-pack there for Rift Blondie. So very, very solid times.
Yeah, very solid time indeed. And Rift Blondie has actually unmuted and deafened themselves. We might try and grab them for a chat in a little bit. As Bob the Builder also is coming towards the end of his finish. I mean, I can barely see anything, and I'm watching it from a broadcast perspective. God knows what he can see. That is ridiculously realistic. I respect it, though. And that's a 3:52. That's a pretty handy time, that.
Yep. Let's grab Rift Blondie in for a very quick interview. We have exactly... well, actually, we have 1 minute, actually, apparently. Should we not do that? That's probably not a good idea. We won't do that. We'll wait until the next stages. Yeah. That's what we'll do.
It'd be nice to have Ingrid in for a chat. But let's
absolutely.
let's see
it would be.
What we can do in a little bit.
There we are. There's Izamusing.
But there's Izamusing.
Yep, I'll get rid of Rift Blondie and put on Vlembar. Here we are. So
there we go.
They're coming towards the end of these days. They have been the fast people so far. Let's recalibrate. These are the fastest drivers on our broadcast. They're the fastest, some of the fastest drivers in the club, to be honest. Full stop. Maybe we should have an esports series separate to this and put Izamusing in it, and that would confirm that he's not a wash driver, as Vlembar takes that sponsor board with him, whacking it in a similar way Whiff did, and that's a 2:54 for Vlembar. That's up to third. Wow. Okay, so Isa, I don't think he's going to be quite as close here, but he'll be in the same ballpark, which is all that matters.
I didn't. This is stage 7, right? I didn't do a translation to find out if this means anything.
Oh, we didn't. Let's quickly do it now.
It translates from Indonesian, apparently.
Oh, okay.
To the same name, which is Marula.
There we are. It was,
and that is a 54 as well for stage 7. Now that so stage 7, Quinton actually was 3rd overall, Vlembar 4th overall, and Izamusing will be popping up right now to go 3rd overall, so ahead of Quinton and Vlembar. This man is unstoppable this afternoon.
He's unstoppable. Nothing out there could stop him today. Nothing. Underlined bold.
Nothing.
No mention at all. It makes it sound like I hate Izamusing. I love Izamusing. I just quite like to see him crash and burn. There's nothing wrong with that. What? I don't think he is though. He's just so locked in, isn't he? I haven't seen this level of Izamusing since the 2022 esports finals. He's locked in here. He's really locked in. He's sweating, straining on his head. Really, he's focused in here.
You don't get that many marks in your forehead unless you're really trying hard. And the man is properly concentrating. And that's not a diss on him. He just knows what he wants and he knows what he's doing.
Absolutely. To see, is Henry out there? Henry's out there. He's going around. We also have, I believe, Andy still out there on this stage. So let's just ride aboard with them and see how they're handling these inclement and tricky conditions here for stage 7 they are on. And you can see the difference now. This is a key difference. People who ride on a bonnet cam, they don't have to deal with all of those rain specks on the window, and they can be quite a distraction actually. More than I would say in real life because of the texture that's actually applied on the windscreen. No hate on the game there, but it's just quite a difficult thing to simulate. But Ancephalosis sticking in here and staying in that cockpit mode, even though the rainy conditions are here now.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I mean, Ancephalosis should be good in these conditions. That shark on his chest is born in water. So they should be pretty good on these rainy conditions. But let's hope he can pull it off here as Henry Cookie, another one that is looking very fast. But he said he was a little bit awkward in the interview. I don't think he was. I thought he was lovely to chat to. And I'm sure his TikTok community enjoyed me and Gareth measure things. I'm just going to have a look around his room to see if I can mention anything, like his... He has a sofa in his room.
He has a sofa in his room, and what jokes can you make with that? It's I'm struggling.
Nothing that I can say on stream. Let's put it that way. If it was Gareth in the broadcast room, there'd be a few going in the air.
Is that the sofa from F124? F1 World? I think it could be.
It might be. Let's mention those. That's a good one, though. Folks. But as we move past that comment, we're going to move on to Henry Cookie's final run, which is a 2:54.5. That is a very good time.
Is that 2:54 again? Everyone's just sent 2:54s, right?
Yeah, that is faster than Izamusing and puts him.
No, it's slightly slower.
Slightly slower. It puts him 4th though, ahead of Quinton and Vlembar. Vlembar is going to be cursing his socks that Henry is decided to turn up on the final round and going in front of him.
Yeah, going in front of him on the stage. It's marginal time loss, but Vlembar, I think from his interview, he's in it to win it, right? Like he's in it. He wants to remain somewhere in that ballpark, and he doesn't want Izamusing to get too far away. So I'm not quite sure after this stage what the overall time is that he's Vlembar is behind Izamusing. It would be quite interesting to know, but he's still there or thereabouts, and that's really where he needs to be, as I believe we've missed this stage. So we'll have to go and jump on with Izamusing. I've just gone between Izamusing and JPH. We'll bring up JPH on the second screen, shall we? As we haven't seen that much JPH action, obviously trying to get everyone included in this Creator Series broadcast. We've got 12 drivers, but we also have this really key battle that's happening. JPH not too far away for the battle for stage victory. So he's another person who could maybe get his first ever victory in the Creator Series today if those top guys throw a wobbler somewhere. And it's so possible.
Yeah, and he looked really good in Rally Chile, like really good. I remember watching with me and TK commentating on a few of his stages. He looked properly quick. He's a properly fast driver. I mean, without the likes of the aliens, Izamusing, Vlembar and all that, he would probably be one of our top level drivers here in the WRC. But he's looked fantastically. This is stage 8, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
It is another short stage. It is only 5.5 kilometers long. It is Moy North.
Yes.
Which I'm just going to have a quick check to see if this means anything. I'm going to guess no, knowing my luck of translations today. It means High North.
High North. Okay.
HI North.
HI North. Well, I think Izamusing's come to the end of the stage while I wasn't looking. He's opened up Discord, certainly. So
I'll find out where he found.
JPH over the line. What has he got here? Just get a bit closer to them. That's a 3:06 on Moy North. That's not the slowest time. Is he?
He's not. I don't think he's not in the top 20.
Has he had a game crash?
Those times here.
If he's had a game crash, that's very bad news. Unless he's just had to
not in the
alt tab.
top
Let's
40.
let's just see. Maybe he's
I think
looking at Discord.
I think he's had a game crash, folks.
And he's laughing his off.
Should we drag him in quickly? Have we got time
Is he
to drag him
unmuted?
in?
Is he unmuted? He's not unmuted.
He's not unmuted, but
I'm just going to drag him in
first.
and see if he can explain that. Because we have been saying he seems unstoppable today.
Do we have a little bit of an issue here? Has we? That facepalm tells me all I need to know. Have we had a game crash?
I'm sorry to report that yes, we have.
Oh no!
I was joking. No, I wasn't really joking. I was just saying how stage 9 had always been the stage where I crashed out, and turns out we wouldn't reach the end of stage 9 because we'd have what I'd describe as a engine failure on the car, and we've had to retire the car. So that's it.
It's out.
Will you go? Will you go forward from here? Will you take the 20-minute time penalty and hope for anything and try and secure some points on the power stage?
Well, unless Vlembar makes a really big mistake, he can drop down to P2, P3 at this point, I think, and still win the championship. I had a 12-point lead, so he needs realistically P3 to guarantee it without the power stage. And he's currently sat P1, I think, at the moment. So, he'd need to really crash, and it would need to be just like game over for him. But I'm gonna restart the game. I'm gonna go and just drive and, finish the season on a high.
That is absolutely rough. Really rough to hear. We've been jinxing you, for fun. We didn't actually want to see it.
No,
the game crash.
Not a game crash.
It's still a long way to go. It's still a DNF from Vlembar, as a DNF from Kamikaze. It's not all over yet. We have the power stage to go as well. Who knows what could happen here? We've seen crazier things already happen this season. Think back to season 1, Quantum. Season 1, round 1. Quantum just in a perfect position to win the rally, win the power stage, off into the tree line, and nowhere to be seen for the rest of that stage.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it happens, even in the world of motorsport. I remember Tanak in 2018, just 3 rallies in a row where the car just let go on him, and he was still in the championship fight for Australia, the finale, and he just didn't get enough points on Sebastian Ogier. That's life. That's motorsports. There's a little bit of luck and just randomness that comes into it. And I will say just right now, I've had a great season. I've had a lot of fun, and Vlembar Kamikaze takes the title at this point. They both deserve it as well. They've driven great seasons and great races, and so I wouldn't feel disappointed in them having it either.
Well, that's a great sportsmanship from yourself, and we'll see where it all plays out at the end of the rally. If I'm honest, if I was going to watch Crash out, I would like to crash into a tree. The game crash isn't the best way to end it.
Yeah,
I would have much preferred that myself as well. But I just think of myself just pulling over to the side of the stage and the engine just grinding to a halt, and that's that. That's what it is. Catastrophic engine failure.
Yes, similar to when our broadcast fails. It's all just realism, right? It's all just realism.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
Well, that's rough, John. We'll let you crack on and get the game booted up, and we'll hopefully see you at the end of this rally in better spirits. Who knows?
Yeah, we're in good spirits. We'll just go again. We'll push now. Now we can push. Now we can fight.
You weren't pushing before? No.
We were driving. I was, especially on the last 2 stages, I was taking it cautious. I was not taking any risks.
You were, in fairness, 3 attempts behind Vlembar at one point. That is taking it cautious.
Well, the sheer irony of it was, I was going to say, this was the rally where I actually had practiced, where the whole season they said I've been practicing and all of that. So I was like, okay, right, I'll practice the last round and all of that. And, hasn't really gone to plan. You can practice all you want, and sometimes it just gets you anyway. So there you go.
That's rough. That's rough.
As they say, John, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
Yeah, indeed.
She's not singing just yet.
Yeah, I don't remember me singing at any point, sadly, but we'll see.
Well, we'll catch up with you soon, Isa. Bad luck on that one.
John.
No worries.
That is rough.
Oh,
that's
rough.
We obviously we were asking for a jinx, but maybe a crash here just to slow him down for a stage or two, so it's an even playing field. A game crash, that's catastrophic to his hopes here, isn't it?
Yeah, more than catastrophic. That's as a game ender, as some might say. It's not over. It's definitely not over. If he can get back in and get some points on the power stage, it's definitely not game over. Vlembar may not know the news, but he is unmuted. Sure. It will trickle few to Vlembar. I think Vlembar won't want to win it in this way, but he won't say no to it for sure. Shall we head back to some of the guys on the rally? I don't know what stage we're on now. I feel like we might be on stage 9 already.
Yes, I'm going to say we're on stage 9, and I'm just going to go to punch an arrow and hope that they're there without looking. There we are. Raw dogging the broadcast.
Which is King Oh no.
King
Konono, which
King
I'm gonna
Ono. King Ono.
which means
Something.
I can't say what that means on stream.
Okay, cool. Pop in
I'll
the
type
commentator chat.
It means that.
Okay, right, okay.
That's
Relations, let's just say.
It means relations between two human beings.
Yes, that's
Yes.
good. Well, okay.
That's interesting. Well, I mean, does it feel the same as that, Gareth, on this course?
I would say no. But let's not get too into that because I could take us well and truly down a gully here that we do not want to get into because we will never get out.
No.
But Aerotech's getting to the end of this stage. And hopefully having a pleasurable time doing it. I need to get my head out of this place completely here.
I mean, it might be as wet as it, but it certainly is. Certainly is going across the Aerotech, who does a 307.
There we are. Smashing into the
he finishes up the stage 9 there, which does not put him inside the top 20. We'll keep an eye on where our front runners are. I don't know if John has managed to get himself back into the game yet.
I just want to update Vlembar leading the rally overall here. From it's Kamikaze who's next up. So I think JPH has a bit of a wobbler out there somewhere, unless he just hadn't got to the end of stage 9.
I don't think he got to stage 9.
Yeah.
But I didn't see him in the top 10 in stage 8 either. So
yeah,
he may have had a double wobbler.
Maybe I was bigging him up again, and maybe that's he's actually had a moment out there that slowed him down. So I can't see him anywhere in the top 4.
Yeah,
Maybe he's had a crash as well. Well, we'll have to see. We could hear Izamusing. But yes, so we do have that. Where are we? We're up to stage 9, are we? So we have...
Yes, 2 stages to go. We have 1 normal stage and we have the power stage. The 1 normal stage left, ladies and gentlemen, is a 20-kilometer monster heavy rain in the afternoon with basically with very, very, very worn hard tyres.
Yep, Henry's got to the end of the stage of the Kingono stage. And it is going to be, I believe, Aero, Punju, all of them who will be cracking off onto the final, the penultimate stage. They'll of course have a service after this penultimate stage, and Rift and Jam will also be tackling it first as well. But we don't have anyone actually going yet. I'm just going to try and work out if we have time to interview anyone. You know what? We have got a bit of time. I'm going to drag Rift in for a very quick interview. I don't know if she's muted. She's muted at the moment. But
hopefully we can get.
Let's see if we can get her in and see if she's noticed that she's in here. That's not Rift, obviously. That is Rift. Hello, Rift. She has unmuted. How are you doing today? Great to have you back at the EA Sports WRC.
It's good to have you. I mean, to have you hosting these things. I'm a bit dizzy. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit dizzy. Sorry if I'm just speaking nonsense.
Welcome to our broadcast. We've been speaking nonsense for the last 2 hours. We really have. Watch it back. So, we've seen you out there. Have you had much practice at Kenya? Because you seem to be getting quite decent, mid-pack results when it comes to RaceNet.
I did some practice with Brian today. That helped me a lot. But, I'm really bad at driving during nighttime, and the rain is just horrible. It looks like worse than actual rain. They made it way too visible. It drops the visibility to a rate that's it gets distracting, or at least that's in my case. But otherwise, I think I enjoyed Kenya, or at least the dry stages were amazing. I enjoyed them a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the dry stages looked a lot of fun, and the wet stages have been less fun for a lot of our drivers. But we have let's say a very difficult stage coming up in stage number 10, which is the 20.7 kilometer wet stage. I imagine, considering where the tyres are, it's not going to be that fun coming up now.
I think I'm just gonna rather take it easy. Even though I try to take it easy, and somehow I end up spinning or running into someone, not someone. Well, someone too, because I run into people on the side of the road. So I don't know what to do at this point.
My advice is, if in doubt, flat out. The penalty markers, don't worry about them. They didn't used to be in the game. Just act like they're not there. Get the penalties, run the people over, have the true Safari Rally Kenya experience.
I was going to say I might just apply when in doubt flat out, because nothing else seems to work. And medium tires are just deadly in the rain. Yeah.
Oh, so you're running on
no
medium tires.
mercy for us in these last runs. No mercy for us.
No, it's blame Punchy for that. You can blame Punchy for that. Yes.
Oh, I will. Oh, I will. I will have a chat with him after this ends.
Well, I think you are about to get going on your stage, so we will let you get going, and we'll follow you closely through these final 2 stages.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys.
Fantastic to have you
as
too.
Well.
Thank you, Ingrid. Cheers. Yes, so I believe she's about to go out on the stage. 9:07 is the time, UK time, when she's going to go. It's 9:06 now, so they have a couple of minutes.
She's got 9:07, Gareth.
Before is it 9:07? Oh,
it is.
It's 9:07 on my top screen, but on my bottom right-hand screen, it's 9:06.
Nice. Well,
how has that happened? Windows 11 at its finest.
Don't question it. They are about to start. They are on this stage. This is 20.7 kilometers long. This is the longest stage we have had this afternoon, because the third stage was 20.2 kilometers, and of course it's in the wet, which makes this even longer. Now, Gareth, if you were on this stage, which is going to be lovely called Soy Sambu, which means it means Soy Sambu.
Can you say it on stream? Yes, you can.
Yes, I can. It just means Soy Sambu, apparently. So, yes, that is what it means. I can say that one for once. But yeah, that is very interesting indeed.
Yeah, so I mean, on the stage, we are penultimate stage of the whole series here, so you don't want to throw it away. Someone like Aerotech, ambitions for the top 50, so he wants to remain committed to that cause. Everyone else is pushing to the end. Someone like Vlembar, on the other hand, he knows that a top 3, a podium here, is enough to win the overall championship, and. Vlembar has been, sniffing blood for a mistake from Izamusing. It wasn't a mistake from Izamusing, just something that happens. But he may just back off a little bit, but, in some people's mindsets, that's a bad thing. Because once you back off, the racing line actually changes. The braking points change. So maybe Vlembar will just commit to 95% of pace and keep a little bit of something in hand over the next stage. Let's see how it goes for him when we go on board with him. But... honestly, at this point, when I was rallying through these stages last night, I was just looking forward to getting to the end. My car was battered and bruised, my gearbox was complaining, my clutch was in bits, my exhaust was all over the place, the car looked like something that wasn't really a car anymore, and I was just happy that I hadn't got a puncture yet. And then I got a puncture in the first sector of this stage. So that was smooth moves for me. So took the 97-second penalty, but just got to the end. Right, got to the end, and that's sometimes the most important thing with rally, because you can score good positions by just enduring the conditions.
You certainly can, and I mean these drivers are locked in at the moment. They are on very worn tyres. I mean, Ingrid being on medium tyres as well. That's something I didn't expect. Yes. I thought they would all be on the hards. As Aerotech is sideways there, very interestingly enough. Someone we haven't talked to is Ryan today. Is Ryan about to get started on his run, or do we have time to drag him in?
9:11, so in 1 minute. So
in 1 minute, so
we'll grab him.
We'll leave Ryan till later. Yeah. Ryan, we'll leave the best till last, as they say. But we always love chatting to Ryan. But yeah, I mean, how do you approach a stage like this, Gareth? I know you said a minute ago that it's all about just getting to the end, but you got to start it, really. This is a long old stage, and I mean, it's a frightening stage as well, because imagine you get halfway through it, or even towards the end of it, and you make a big mistake at the end. You've done all that hard work. At least if you crash at the start, it means you can go again.
I mean, I'm not the fastest in this game, so mindset-wise, you know, I just wanted to get to the end. I just wanted to, you know, drive with myself. These wet conditions are very, very challenging, and it just throws up so many curveballs. Does Valley Kenya? It throws up so many curveballs on these longer stages. You want to avoid the punctures, like I didn't, and you want to just try and get the end. 90 seconds it takes to change over a puncture, and I had to do it. It was the start of the stage. I would have lost much more than 90 seconds over the next 2 stages if I didn't take it with the damage that I would have suffered from that. And you know, you just want to minimize the risk as much as possible. So you know, keep it a little bit slower, maybe. Just focus on, you know, avoiding rocks and really just concentrating on those pace notes, because by this point you've done, you know, 10 stages. This is your 10th stage in less than 2 hours. Your mind starts to wear away a little bit. It's really where the concentration starts to get tested. So just focus up, hydrate, have a drink of water, and try and block out any distractions. I was, of course, in a Discord call, so I didn't do any of that. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Yeah, of course, I was just vibing in a Discord call, so I was very distracted. To be honest, most of the time I wasn't paying attention to the stage notes, and I was drifting off. And by the final rally, as I said, I just couldn't care about the penalty markers. I was just going through them like they weren't there.
Stage markers are a suggestion, not a sorry. Stage notes are a suggestion. Not necessarily for a lot of our drivers. It is interesting to see the concentration still being able to be with them. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? You know, you're in an F1 race, you're going around similar well, you're doing every lap over and over again, and you know, you get an aspect of where the circuit is. I mean, on a stage, it's different every kind of stage you get to. Yes, some of them are backwards and some of them have similar parts, but there's still very much a difference. And of course, with the changeable conditions like we've had, it will change up how these drivers will react during the rally. And they're only 5 minutes into this rally so far. Another 5 minutes to go. As you can see, John is back, ladies and gentlemen. He has made it back, but he has given himself a big time penalty by jumping back in. Is that right, Gareth?
Yeah, I can't quite remember what it is, but it's a big one. I believe it's roughly about 20 minutes. It's basically a curb stomper. What he's got to hope for here is that Vlembar makes a mistake that basically makes him DNF from the race. Quite difficult to do that. I said race, I mean rally. DNF from the... Look, the boxer... Oh, Vlembar makes a mistake. But that isn't a big enough a mistake. And he's straight away in third-person cam, on the controller, looking at what damage he's got. A little bit of damage on the front end. No radiator damage, as you can see in the right-hand corner of the little heads-up display in the bottom right-hand corner, I should say. And, you know, that little mistake may just rock him, and he just needs to settle back into a rhythm, not dwell on it too much. It was just a moment. Yeah, the kind of mistake he needs to make is a very, very big one from here on out, because it's quite hard to DNF with the settings we have. Of course, you do get to come back into the stage with it at the next service point. So he'd be on pace with where Izamusing is. But also, you know, there's no cliffs at Safari Rally Kenya. The only thing you could do is maybe damage your car or get in a situation where your car's rolled and in a puddle, so it DNFs like Kamikaze does. The likelihood of that happening twice is just not high, right? It's not high. So yeah. I think that's what Izamusing knows. You know, maybe Izamusing won't be hoping for a game crash with Vlembar. He won't be hoping he makes a mistake, because he is the ultimate competitor, and he's the ultimate gentleman. He comes from that to Sterling Mosque line of fair play, you know, British fair play, which really is instilled in him. So he won't be hoping for any of that, but that is what needs to happen basically for Vlembar to lose this championship.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's in Vlembar's hands. Not by maybe his own making. I'm sure he won't have been happy with his performance in some of these stages, because he'll look back on this, you know, on this rally that, you know, without the game crash for Izamusing, it was Izamusing's to lose. I mean, he was incredible through those first couple of stages. I mean, he probably would have kept it up. It is not impossible for Izamusing to still win this. Not impossible, TK. You're not TK, you're Gareth.
No, I'm not Timmy Kettles.
No, not impossible for him to win this, but it's very unlikely now.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that 100%. It's you know, just unlikely, right? But not impossible. But
I think it's impossible.
Let's just go through it now. The Vlembar is our champion-elect, Kamikaze, isn't too far behind. And that's the thing, like, if Kamikaze, if Vlembar does make that mistake, Izamusing has then got to hope that Kamikaze makes a similar mistake. Because the points will get very difficult to work out. And this is the one thing I did say to them. I said, at least make it very easy for us in the commentary box to work out the points. Because working out race net points and what that means for the Creator Series standards, it's a bit all over the place. So personally, I hope Vlembar makes it to the end of this rally. And, he just goes around that tree, but doesn't get a cut for it. So that's a known cut for him on this long stage.
So if Vlembar makes a big mistake,
yeah,
is there a chance that somehow Kamikaze comes back into this?
Yes. Looking at the race net, let's just go over to race net and talk this through. At the end of the stage 9, I'll just give that a quick refresh. Vlembar was leading the Creator Series standings at the end of stage 9 overall. He was in 4th position in the race net. Kamikaze is in 7th, right? So that means that there's only roughly a 30-second gap between the two. It's just under that, 29-second gap between the two. If Vlembar gets a puncture, that swings it over to Kamikaze, but Vlembar's got enough points to secure that gap. Vlembar has a 12-point gap to Izamusing, but Kamikaze has a 25-point gap. So between them is 13 points. So a puncture wouldn't push him too far away from scoring points. Remember, Quentin Delalmo's here, Ambient Mike's here. They could take a few points off them, but I still believe that Vlembar would be in the pound seat to win this championship with IRC JPH making his mistake earlier on. What would be problematic if Vlembar has a couple of punctures, has a few bad rallies, and starts to lose times to people who are slightly further down the board. We are going quite further down the board. We've maybe got Henry Cookie. He could still come in. IRC JPH. He's 2 minutes and 9 seconds behind Vlembar. But, you know, it's really got to start to creep. And Kamikaze has also got to do his bit and get to the end of the rally in one tact apiece.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not over, but it's looking like it's Vlembar's to win. And he is coming towards the end of his rally. I think actually when we last checked on Izamusing, he was quite far ahead of Vlembar's pace here. But as Vlembar probably knows now, he doesn't need to really push too far because he has the win in his hands as it stands at the moment. So even if Izamusing won the power stage, it wouldn't be enough to beat Vlembar?
Even if Izamusing won the power stage, it's all to do where Vlembar comes, right? So if Vlembar gets 25 points, Izamusing gets like a couple of points for salvaging his rally here, and then Izamusing gets 5 points. That's a 7-point swing. You know, that's more than a 7-point swing basically towards Vlembar. So Vlembar would still be in a good position here. I think really the danger here, and I wish I could get his stream up, but it's a bit too choppy and all over the place, is Kamikaze and people like IRC JPH and Henry coming in and stealing points off Vlembar, and maybe Kamikaze getting that power stage win as well. You know how he likes to throw it on one stage, but we'll just have to really closely monitor these times over the next few sectors. And I do mean that because we've got about 4 sectors left after these ones are completed for these winners on that power stage. Power stage points, of course, add up, but you've got to make sure you get to the end as well. So Vlembar in a very, very good position. Izamusing pushing like crazy. He's not. There's no need for him to take his foot off the gas here. If he makes another mistake, well, he's out of it anyway. Yeah,
it certainly is. I think it is going to be a very nice stage for Izamusing as he powers to a flying finish. It's a 10:57, which is enough to put him inside the top 4. Vlembar, on the other hand, did it. What was it? 11:30, was it?
Yeah, that's
just outside. That's just inside the top 20.
Yeah, very, very quick time there. Kamikaze, what has he done on that stage? He's just gone away from it at the perfect time for us to come over. JPH over the line.
Ninth overall Kamikaze.
So 9th overall for Kamikaze.
Vlembar has not put their time on the Vlembar 23rd overall. The cars in front of him are also Quinton and Ambient Mike, both in front of him as well.
Yep, so that's on that stage. So he's lost a bit of time to them. Overall,
And JPH actually as well.
Yeah.
JPH is running
So
as well.
Vlembar's only 12 seconds away from slipping behind Kamikaze. But remember, the points gap is still in the favour of Vlembar in the championship on the power stage. It all comes down to this, basically. If Vlembar can get to the end, then he wins. He wins. That's the simplest mathematics here. If he can get to the end, I can't see him losing enough time. Over, what have we got? Nakura, it's less than 5 kilometers, is it? It's quite, or maybe it's 10 kilometers. I can't quite remember.
Stage 11 is 10 kilometers.
Yes, so it's 10 kilometers. And basically, he's just got to get to the end. I don't see him losing, 2 minutes, a minute to some of his rivals here. We're looking not just at Kamikaze. We're looking at the likes of Commander Biz. We are looking at the likes of Henry Cookie and Quantum, also coming to play to steal points. JPH as well, who's on screen right now. Actually, should we maybe see if we can get JPH in for an interview?
Yeah, we haven't chatted to him today, and he's
unmuted. We can get him in.
He's looking very good.
Here he is.
JPH,
I'm thinking too.
We want to have a quick chat with you because you have been on a little bit of a roll on this rally. You've looked very, very good in a lot of the stages we've seen. I'd say just best of the rest in terms of maybe the aliens that are a bit further up. How have you felt so far? And going into stage 11, which is the power stage, how you been feeling, sir?
Evening. Well, you say it's been good. It's been very mediocre, I think. A few too many mistakes. But yeah, I mean, in comparison to like Izamusing, that around here, it's hard to try and keep up with them. So it's it's a nice little sort of challenge to sort of look to and try and close the gap. But it's been okay. Other than that, just a few mistakes here and there. Power stage, I'm sort of looking forward to it because it's sort of the side I like in Safari. So I quite like this side of Safari. So I'm looking forward to it. Put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you've probably heard about Izamusing's game crash, which has took him out of championship position. Over the next 4 sectors you have on this next stage, I think it's more than 4 sectors actually, over the next 10 kilometers, I should say. Do you think you can do anything to maybe snipe some more points off of Vlembar, or are you not going to get involved with those kind of politics?
We'll see. I mean, I don't really think about politics kind of things. I just drive and see what happens. I mean, admittedly, once again, you see, obviously the car is probably good enough to try and challenge for it. I mean, to be fair, my Snav, who helps me with the setups again this season, keeps doing great jobs with the base setup of the car. So I think the car's able to do it. It's just whether I can pull it out of the car myself. But we'll see. Like I say, we'll just drive it. And 'cause at the end of the day, I mean, I'm in a battle for 5th with like Commander Beers, Quentin. I think Ryan's had a bit of issues this rally, which is a bit of a shame because he was right in there as well. So I'm sort of more focused on that little battle rather than the front at the moment.
Absolutely. Power stage points. Do you think you can snipe anything in here with Vlembar backing off? Do you think there's any chance of sniping more points for your quest for 5th in the championship?
You never know, put it that way. I'm not going to say for definite, but it's rallying, and as we saw yesterday with the rallying, anything can happen, and it normally does.
Don't end up on your roof, JPH. Don't end up on your roof.
I'm driving the wrong car, really, if I don't want to do
that. Yeah. Well, we'll let you go. Fantastic to hear from you. Good luck on your fight for 5th here, JPH, and let's see how you do after the rally.
Brilliant. Thank you, guys.
Brilliant to hear from JPH. And
lovely man.
He's not focused with that top battle. We're focused on the top battle. He's like, come on, guys, let's not focus on the aliens. The real battle is for 5th position.
Exactly. Just having a quick check on how everyone else did on that last rally. I think a few of them are actually still on that run. Cookie did go 14th in the end overall, so another one in front of Vlembar there. And just making sure that no one else did. No, I think everyone else was behind him. So now we are on to the power stage, folks. Or just about to start one. Aerotech's last run of not only Rally Kenya, but also last run of Season 5 here. And 10 kilometers, a power stage, new medium tyres. It's all go, go, go.
Yep, certainly you think most of them have gone on medium tyres. I'm not quite sure what Risk's strategy is. Of course, she was running mediums early on. It could be that she took a pair of mediums in the shakedown, which would have given her a second pair to run now. But you'd have to expect everyone's taking that fresh rubber, looking for a stab at those points. Aerotech, maybe not as focused on the power stage points. He's looking at those race net standings, and he's looking at the top 50 in the race net standings. That's what he's focused on. So he will have, not maybe prioritised one stage at the end and tried to balance it out. But a pair of mediums over 20 kilometres, which is the previous stage, plus whatever stage 9 was, he probably has done hard medium, as we've seen for everyone else. Yes, Aerotech out there on the power stage. I believe we have all 4 of our first runners out there on this power stage. 5 points for the winner of the power stage. It's 1 point for 5th position, and then you can work out the numbers between 1st and 5th. And of course, we run the FIA point system overall for the Creator Series standings for the overall rally. So we'll switch over to Kamikaze and Izamusing pretty soon, and Vlembar, and of course Quanton, and whoever could steal some points here as Viv Blondie gets a little bit out of shape there.
Well, that was quite entertaining to watch. Oh, didn't deserve a penalty there. That was not a corner cut, in my opinion. I am
that was
very much that was. I'll give you that one, but the last one wasn't. I mean, it's been fun watching Ingrid go around this circuit. It's always a pleasure to have her on broadcast as well. She is honestly so funny and so sweet, and it's very nice to have her here for WRC. And of course, the man in the builder car. I've got to give credit to him because he is still going here.
Yeah, Bob the Builder's been at it all day, especially on the King Ono stage, and he's made it to the end, driving that builder car. This is how much I never thought anyone would take the builder car. I had to make that name tag very last minute because he said, no, I'm driving the builder car, there's nothing you can do about it. When I tell the drivers you can sign up, I don't give them the opportunity to drive the builder car. I don't allow them to pick it. But Jam said, no, I'm having it, and you're putting Bob the Builder in its place. So, fair enough, and there we are. That's showing the resilience of that builder car there. If he was any faster car, he would have been going off into the stratosphere there and Team Rocket blasting off again. But luckily the car is slow and awful, so he didn't go that far off the stage there.
Maybe it's slow and awful, but I think he's having good family fun, isn't he? I think he's enjoying it here this afternoon.
Yes, exactly.
And I think he's very much enjoyed his time. I have looked up the name of this rally, Nakuru. It does not have a translation from Swahili to English, unfortunately.
Thank goodness for that.
It's the same thing.
I don't think I could have dealt with it.
I think after one of them was a certain word, I think that was the best time to call the reason why we don't translate words into English. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the 2 in the top of the championship, the one on the right, the champion-elect, and the one on the left, the man who would have been champion if it wasn't for a game crash. It can all still change around, of course. It is not over till the fat lady sings, but she is definitely warming up her pipes at the moment. Speaking of, Gareth, I'm sure you'll be singing for us at the end of the stream.
Yes, happy birthday to Punji, of course.
Yes, I think we should sing that to Punji at the end of the stream.
We could sing that. We'll get him in for the final interview if he sticks around. And we'll sing
he doesn't
happy
always.
birthday to him.
But, he's the one that does all this WRC stuff, so we can confirm with him if we're going to have a season 6 or season 5. Season 6, isn't it? Season 6.
We're season 5 right now. This is the season 5 finale.
If we have another season 5, it'll be very interesting indeed. But yes, I do hope we get another season of WRC. I'm sure we will.
Well, before that, of course, tomorrow we have the stream over on the EA Sports WRC channel, over on our channels as well. Of course, WRC Creator Series over on YouTube is our new home of rally for the Creator Series, and we will be hosting the Hard Chargers DLC launch event. We'll be rallying in the Rally 3 Clio at Greece, and we'll also be doing the Hyundai i20, a car actually Izamusing got to drive courtesy of EA back in Goodwood last year, and we'll be doing that one around the Umia stages, which are being added to the game. So really excited for that one. That will be at 7 p.m. GMT, a half an hour earlier than we normally go, and will be a quick hour-long session. So come along and join us for that. We will be over on the main EA Sports WRC channel for that as well, so that'll be good fun.
Yes, and you'll see myself there, and one of the people on screen, Izamusing, will be commentating alongside me. Of course, as always, I'll be telling Isa everything he doesn't know about rally. So it'll be very fun to teach him that. But Gareth, of course, will be producing, as always, on these events. But I have noticed there on the right-hand side, I think Vlembar's picked up a few penalties on this run, if I'm not mistaken.
There is a lot of cut markers, cut
Yes.
markers at this stage, and he can pick up a few cut markers here as long as he brings that car home in one piece. I very much doubt that Henry Cookie and Quantum. I mean, Henry, he picked up that puncture early on in the race. If he hadn't, I think he'd be in the mix to take some points off of Vlembar here.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's not going for these power stage points. There will be other people going for those power stage points. He may even end up off the top 5 with some of these penalties being taken, depending on the progress of Kamikaze, Quantum, JPH, Henry Cookie, and, of course, Izamusing on the left-hand side here. But we will have to work it out. But I have a strong feeling that Vlembar has the points here to win this championship, take his second Creator Series championship. I think it's his second. It could be his third. I'll go back and quickly flick through and confirm that.
Have a quick check while I cover for you while you find out what's happening. But yeah, I believe it is basically game, set, and match here. We will be doing the points adding at the end of this session. We have got only a few kilometers left here of Rally Kenya, and it has been fantastic once again to be here commentating on WRC. My new love of commentary, as I found something else that I could commentate about. And even though I've said some rude things about pretty much everyone across the world in this stream today, I hope you'll have me back for more in the future.
I feel bad about how much I jinxed Isa at the start, I must say. But
Yes,
I was expecting him to go into a tree. Not.
I might have upset the Welsh, but you jinxed someone. You know, I'm just.
Isa would never do that to anyone else.
No, well, upset the Welsh or jinx someone.
Both. But yeah, here's Vlembar. He's about to finish the rally. He's maybe champion with that one. It's going to be a 5:01 for Vlembar. Well, he finishes season 8, and I think
it's top 10.
It's a top 10 time. I think that's enough. I think I'm going to call it. Vlembar is our season 5 champion with that one. It doesn't matter about the power stage points. He is maybe just drifting down to second overall in the standings. We'll have to just confirm where Kamikaze is, but he is going to be first overall. Izamusing, unlucky. He was in the power seat beforehand.
That was second. That's second on the power stage, by the way, overall.
Wow.
On race stat. That was a cracking time right at the end.
Yeah.
But that puts Kamikaze second overall in the standings.
Yeah.
And just checking where
he's got the points. He's got.
Aaron is. He's got the points. I think
18 for 20 for second. Is it? I can't remember. 18 for second. 18 for second. That's actual FIA points.
I think, as you mentioned, it is Vlembar who wins his. What title?
It is his second title.
It's his second.
And I think we're going to need to bring him in for interview. Basically,
yeah, let's bring him in.
There's two times of him, but that's so I can get him up with the commentary cameras.
Yeah.
Vlembar, you are the Season 5 Creator Series champion, the second championship you've took here in the WRC Creator Series, the broadcast club that is. How does it feel there to win that one from Izamusing in the way that has happened?
Honestly, I'm not so sure. I don't know if there's still
You always say
running.
this. You always say this.
I'm serious. I don't know if there's still people running.
No, but you're not going to lose that time. You're not going to lose that time. Trust me. Trust me on this. Well, Vlembar, you stick in the booth.
It might be equal.
No, but then it'll go back to wins.
Equal.
And then you'd win it.
Who's got the most wins?
Vlembar. I'm going to guess Vlembar. Without looking. You always do this to me, you guys. This car championship is too hard to work out. Therefore, I'm going to null and void it. And
You're the producer.
I'm going to make me the champion. Instead, because of this. So, right, okay, let's work this out. Okay, let's get the standings.
I'll cover for you while you work out how this works.
Yes.
So, Vlembar, talk us through that power stage, man, because it looked like you picked up a lot of time penalties.
No, time penalty. I honestly just took it safe because this stage I didn't practice once.
That
there
makes
wasn't
sense.
enough time before the broadcast. And obviously, the stage before that I also lost a lot of time to Kami.
Yeah.
Because in practice I was really struggling with that stage and also the tires. My strategy wasn't too perfect for like stage 10. This was like my 6th stage on tires. So they were absolutely done. And yeah, the others, like Isa and Kami, for example, that I know of, they went like the first 6 on hards and like basically the wet stages on new set. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it honestly comes down to Henry, I think.
Yes, so we have IRC JPH straight on the scene. He's trying to work out the points. He's giving you 18 points, Vlembar. He's giving Kamikaze 25 points. And 15 points go over to Ambient Mike for finishing third in that rally. 12 points go to Quantum Delolmo. Of course, Henry Cookie's not been added into this equation yet. But you were 12 points behind Izamusing before the stage. Izamusing's basically been obliterated into the sun with his rally. He may pick up a few points here or there, but you've picked up 18 points against him. Power stage wise, let's just take a look at the power stage. Of course, you said you were just taking it very slow, very cautious, thinking about the overall win, etc., etc.
I think I got 1 point at the moment.
So you got 1 point at the moment. So Izamusing, very, very quick time. Second was Henry Cookie, so he's picked up a fourth. No, I'm looking at completely the wrong stage now because I refreshed it. That's a classic Izamusing trick, that is. So Izamusing second overall, but first in the Creator Series standing. Second was Kamikaze. Looking further down, we've got Ambient Mike, we've got Quantum, and we've got Vlembar. Is Henry still out there? Should we just have a quick look to see how Henry's doing? Henry has finished the stage, so let's just go to that view for our viewers at home. This is... Do you know what I said to you guys before, Vlembar? I said, you've got to make this nice and easy for me to work out, because I'm a poor old, balding old man. Izamusing's finished in 42nd overall. That's behind the likes of Commander Biz, Quantum, Vlembar, yourself, IRC JPH. I'm looking to see where Aerotech's come. 42nd. I don't think Aerotech's in there, so he may have picked up a few points there. He may have picked up a few points. You just keep...
I can't see Cookie at all.
You just wait there, Sunshine. You just wait.
Oh, Cookie's 25.
Cookie's 25 years old. I wouldn't have guessed that.
No, he's 25th overall.
Yeah, he's 25th overall. So overall wise, okay. We're looking here. We're trying to work this out on the fly. But yeah, Commander Piz, yeah, he's took some points off him. Cookie's not ahead of you.
Imagine you can say this is a very professional broadcast, so we know you're champion before
it's
you come
because
in.
we have the weirdest one, but
it's a tricky situation. So
it is. You know what? We can't blame Gareth, but we will.
Here's what I'm saying so far. After the rally points, so we're going to ignore the power stage points. After the rally points, Vlembar has a 2-point lead over Vlembar. Sorry. Izamusing has a 2-point lead over Vlembar. Izamusing has a 2-point lead over Vlembar after the rally points are applied. But now we've got to take in the power stage. And where did you come in that power stage? So this is going to be it. And it may come down to points here.
I think he's got me by 2 points then.
He may have you by 2 points. He has got you by 2 points. Vlembar, we announced you the champion. We're going to stick with that. No, we're not. That is brutal. I'm very sorry for announcing you the champion, but I just thought... I forgot about Henry being so quick and coming in so late. I think Henry may have just sniped some points away from you at the end there.
Gareth, I'm going to say this is a bit embarrassing because you've just told him he's champion and he's not.
No.
It's like when they said that La La Land had won the Oscar and they actually hadn't.
I don't think it's a bit event. In fairness, with them, they put it in the wrong envelope right here. No one handed me an envelope, Deathlink. No one handed me an envelope. Right, Vlembar, you are runner-up champion of the Creator Series for the second time. How do you feel?
I mean, last season I think it was 1 point. Now it's 2 points. So.
But next season it'll be 3 points.
Yeah,
and
next season it's gonna be 3 points.
You are washed, Vlembar. That's what we're getting here.
Exactly.
That is unbelievable. Do you think you should have, in retrospect, just carried on flat out, or do you think that was the pace you had overall? Do you think Kamikaze was always going to pinch that at the end from you?
Should have, to be honest. I didn't expect him to still be 8th after his crash.
Yeah.
Well, it did surprise me.
That is a little bit surprising. Vlembar, I'm very sorry to announce you as champion, and that you're not. That is, that's unfortunate. That's the most Creator Series thing.
I'm not gonna lie, he did deserve it, because he got very unlucky with the crash.
Yeah.
He would have, 100%, he would have gotten me anyway. He probably
I think it would have been sad if you had It would have been you wouldn't have been overly happy if you'd won it via a crash game.
Also that doesn't
Hey,
feel right.
come back next season, mate. Season 6, you can win it then.
Yeah, maybe you'll win it by 2
Always
points
the
over
next time.
Izamusing.
Yeah.
After your game
Yeah.
crashes. You know, do the full Uno reverse on the Izamusing. Yeah, no, unlucky in that one, mate. I apologise for announcing you as champion. You were right to be cautious.
All good.
But I just wanted a story. I just wanted to go straight in there. To be honest, I don't think Izamusing deserves a championship. So we're going to call you the moral victor of this champion. Yep, of this championship. Are you happy with that?
That's also okay.
Yeah.
Work with that.
Right. Well, we're going to let you go, and I'm going to talk to the actual champion rather than the moral
Get
champion.
the champion in.
Thank you, Vlembar.
Thank you very much, Vlembar. Appreciate it. Well, yeah.
You messed that one up, didn't you, Gareth? That
well,
was.
the thing is here is that we have the most Tin Pot championship system. What I should have done, it just said, let's wait until the points are on the board. But I've never seen the points actually go on the board at the end of the championship. We've always had to sit there working it out. It's not my first time I've nearly made a blunder. When I announced Kamikaze the champion, you said by last time he was champion by 1 point over Vlembar. I just was like, Kamikaze, well done, you're the champion. He was like, I don't think I am. I don't think I am the champion. And that's why I was like, no, these guys, they just go on about it. They're always like, oh, someone's going to beat me, and then it doesn't happen, whatever. Yeah, I was overconfident there. Apologies to the viewers at home. Vlembar's not the champion. But the person who is the champion, unbelievably, last time we spoke to them, he was, it's fair to say he was fairly dejected. But now, Izamusing, you are the 2-time Creator Series champion, and I actually mean that this time.
Is that confirmed?
That's confirmed by the sheet.
Don't confuse me anymore, John.
Don't take it away from me. Yes, I think it is. I see the points in, and the problem is here, everyone, is that someone who's been on the broadcast could just go and win the power stage. 2 people could go in, and then you'd lose those points. But then you still have a point on Vlembar. Look, I'm just going to call it. At this point, let's not take any more race net results. This is the championship over. Izamusing, a game crash today. That big lead of 12 points and a power stage victory has come in clutch here. You are the 2 times Creator Series champion.
That has been a roller coaster of emotions, which I'm still trying to process right now. I feel like there's been multiple championships now since the power stage has been in place in the WRC, where the driver that potentially has won the championship has been sat there waiting at the end of the stage, for 3 minutes, thinking, wondering if something's going to happen, and I was just sat there. I'd given up. I'd already abandoned hope that it was possible. I was just going for a power stage push. And when I got news that Kamikaze had crossed the line in front of Vlembar effectively by 2 seconds, the maths started going in my head. Now, I'm not very good at maths, yes, indeed, but I did start wondering, I did start questioning, and it went so fast from it's over to maybe it's not over to maybe it's possible. This has been possibly the most dramatic finish to anything that I've done, really.
Well, I'd written you off. It wasn't just yourself who's written you off.
I'd written myself off.
I'd written you off.
Yeah.
I'd written you off so much that I just gave the championship to someone else. So you may have to go over to Vlembar and ask for the trophy back from him.
Gareth did a La La Land Oscar where he announced the winner before and actually went to the wrong person.
Look, it's Feathers McGraw's fault. It's not my fault.
Yeah,
it's Feathers McGraw's fault.
Always Feathers McGraw's fault. But I mean, I can't imagine the emotions you're sitting through as a driver who has won an F1 championship in another league. I mean, by a lot of points, but from going from a crash and then coming back in, knowing there's no real chance you can win the championship, but then somehow pulling off, quite a miracle turnaround is, I think, something that you'll talk about for a while. Well, actually, no, you probably won't because you're quite humble. But I mean, we'll talk about it for a while.
This one I'll be talking about for a while for many reasons. Possibly, obviously, winning it helps. I'm not going to deny that fact. But the fact that we had 3 great drivers battling at a finale once again, the fact that it went down to the power stage quite literally, that is something that is, for me, just wonderful. And I know I would have said exactly the same thing if I would have lost it, because I just think that this just had everything this season. It had problems for each drivers, as I was saying to Vlembar and Kamikaze. We had our mistakes in strategy, mistakes maybe in car choice, or just mistakes in crashes, mainly for me, but we'll gloss over that. And it was just one of those seasons where, a bit like in 2001, you could not guess who was going to win, and you thought that it was all over, and then suddenly Colin McRae has a crash in Wales Rally GB, and then Richard Burns wins the championship. And I feel like in that position where I'm of very mixed feeling, because Vlembar and Kamikaze did everything they needed to do as well to secure it. And it almost feels like we need to split the trophy 3 ways. I know that just sounds like me being me again, but I honestly mean it. They have been so good.
Gareth, stop mentioning your favourite film on stream. It's the 4th time you've mentioned it this broadcast. I mean,
it is up there in fairness. It is a bag of film.
It's ridiculous now, but I mean, John, what we could say is that was incredible in terms of even before the crash. I mean, you were as locked in, I think, as I've ever seen you in WRC. I mean, you looked basically on rails for most of that. Obviously setting some fastest stage times overall, and even in the power stage where you said that you were at your probably your lowest emotion of, there's nothing else I can do here, so I'm just going to go flat out and hope for the best. You still pull it off massively, and now you're on it. Now you're champion, 2-time champion. What you got to do next, mate? You got to do the 3-peat. You got to come back next year and do the 3rd one.
Well, the last time this happened, I had a disastrous season afterwards. So I think, a little bit of my luck has been, I've had good luck and bad luck here. So I think I've used up a lot of the good luck there. I mean, just what an epic season. And I think, there's a lot of things to remember in this one, but also just remembering that the field is getting stronger and stronger each time. You have people like Henry Cookie getting, first time on broadcast, setting really good times as well. So, you've got to keep your game at the highest level. I'd say for me, really, I just went for it after the crash, the engine crash, let's call it. I just decided to go 110% and just focus on rebuilding confidence in case it was possible in the power stage. And I thought it was over, as you said, in the power stage, and I just went for it anyway, and that turned out to be the best strategy. So sometimes it just teaches you in life, just never give up, just keep going. Sometimes it works out, and I'm just really, really happy I didn't give up. For a split second there was the thought, but then completely out of my head, let's get on with it. And sometimes it pays off.
Yeah, pushing really saved your Baconator there at the end there. So massive, honestly, massive congratulations. I'd written you off. Imagine all the drama of that power stage, all the intrigue, all the points were there, and I didn't commentate any of it. I was just like, eyes that this one. Vlembar just needs to get to the end. Alex, in fairness, was going, are you sure about that? Where did Kamikaze come in? JPH.
I told you.
Massive shout out to JPH, by the way, because he actually sorted out those standings in the background.
Yeah, thank you, JPH.
Massive shout out.
Yeah, the fact that she hadn't sung yet, but she is singing now, and she's singing for Izamusing. But congratulations, mate, and obviously you're here for us tomorrow as well to show off the new DLC for WRC with myself. Are you looking forward to maybe taking a little bit of a back seat for that?
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to just previewing the insanity that is the new Greek and Swedish stages. They are just so good, and the cars, some of them are my all-time favorite classic cars. So that is going to be one to watch, that's for sure. And we'll get to see drivers hopefully keeping it on all 4 wheels, although on an open lobby. And as we've seen in the Creator Series, sometimes that doesn't work out as planned. Yeah, that's going to be one to watch, and I'm looking so forward to it.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very much looking forward to taking a back seat with that one and not making any more boo-boos on the old commentary. So I'll be making the boo-boos on just the production tomorrow. But thank you very much for joining, Isa, and enjoy the spoils of your 2nd championship.
Just thank you for the commentary. Thank you for just organizing this championship. I think this is the highlight of a lot of people's weeks. So the thanks is to you guys, and especially to you, Gareth. If you never want to hear it, you'll have to hear it.
Don't make me end the stream. Don't make me end the stream. I've done it before.
Don't worry, I'll do it, Isa. I'll thank him later. It's fine. No, it's fine.
No worries. Well, thank you anyway.
Appreciate it, dude. Have a great night.
Thank you.
I was gonna get Punju, but bloody disappeared.
Has he just
on us.
disappeared? I was just about to drag him in.
It literally just disappeared. Message him right now and bring him back in here.
Get back here, Punju.
We need him in here.
We're gonna get him in here. We're gonna sing happy birthday to you.
This will be the last thing we do for the crate. Yeah. And we need to ask him about next season. It'll be literally 30 seconds of his time.
Yeah. 30 seconds. We'll see if we can talk. Is he here? No? Yes?
No, not yet. No. Hang on. Hang on.
I mean, in fairness, it is his birthday. He may have some genuine birthday plans.
I want to.
Is he still streaming?
Birthday.
That's what you got to work out. If he's still streaming, I'll be irate. But at this point, he has probably shut down all of his streams. So
we have a look. I'll have a quick check.
Everyone go to Punju and see what his problem is.
No, he's still live.
He's still live. Oh, what? He's still live.
No, he's not live.
Oh, he's not live anymore. He's
back.
He's back.
Punju.
He's here.
Oh, yes, I got you.
There we
are.
We just wanted to sing something to you to end the broadcast.
Are
you happy for that? No? Yes? Well, it's gonna happen anyway. Alex, 3, 2, 1.
Add a 2. Add a 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Puncture.
Puncture, wow, okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
God.
28 years old and only 28 flips out there in Safari Rally Kenya. So I had to go for you in the end.
Honestly, actually, really good. Somehow that was like probably my best rally of the entire year. I mean, I did better in Mexico, but I think I had more fun for this one. Mexico, everybody just died, but this one I actually had to like do it on merit, and it was good. It was really fun. I like Kenya. It's probably my favorite location besides Greece, and it was great. And literally the best way to spend a birthday was with you guys.
Oh, what a cutie! What a cutie!
Thank you.
And tomorrow you can encore with our event.
And we will be. I'm stoked, man. I just barely got a chance to start, trying out some of the new content since I've been out of town for last week, and wow. It's good, man. That Greece stage is something special. So we're gonna have a ton of fun tomorrow. We got a bunch of people joining us. It's gonna be a big old party. So I'm stoked.
Thank you for the raid air attack as well. Just say there, 32 raid into the Creator Series. Thank you very much for that. I just want to mention, of course, I think I asked you this question last season as well. I am very sure of the answer, but are we coming back for season number 6 for the WRC Creator Series?
No. The question is not an if, it's the question of when. And it will be absolutely coming back pretty soon. We're going to take a break for a week to go ahead and get ourselves situated and let everybody enjoy the new content and then get ready for some stuff coming out very, very soon for the next season. Next season is going to be wild, too, obviously, with the new stages and new cars as well. So fully expect to be using those as much as we possibly can. And we may make some bigger changes as well, both either on the broadcast or for the entire club itself. TBD on that. So... Yeah. You guys are going to like the changes that we're going to do to make this even more competitive and even more fun for everybody. So
we're removing Gareth.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
That's one thing we're not going to. That's one thing we're not going to do.
We're getting rid of him.
Unfortunately, we're stuck with him. So
make sure he never commentates again.
He's the only one that knows how this works. But no, Punji, that's of course fantastic to hear, and I'm sure everyone that's watching right now is very much looking forward to season number 6. And long may the WRC continue here in the Creator Series.
It'll go forever. Never ending. I'm stoked, guys. We're going to have tons of fun. And yes, as always, thanks everybody who races every single week and enjoys the club. You guys are awesome. Thanks for making it so great. I can't believe this is by a huge margin the most participated season we've ever had. So thank you, everybody, for coming in and joining every single week and enjoying the rallies.
Well, appreciate you, Punju. And we'll have a good rest of your birthday.
I will. It's dinner time.
Bye-bye, dude.
Have a good dinner, mate.
Bye-bye.
Happy birthday.
I'm just going to quickly find out how many people have entered the RaceNet, because we're very, very close to a milestone. We are 13 members away from 8,000 people in the EA Creator Series Club. After 5 seasons, 6 RaceNet seasons, but 5 broadcast seasons. What a story progression it's been over the last year.
It certainly has, and it can only go up from here. It can only continue growing as we, as the World Rally gets, shown to a wider audience of people, especially in the, in the virtual aspect, in the virtual world. And hopefully us at Creator Series has given you another thing to do on your Monday evenings. But Gareth, that brings the end to not only today's stream, but also today's, well, not today's, the end of this season number 5.
Yep.
So, Gareth, I know you don't like this question, but where can the lovely people find you if they want to
Honestly,
find out more about
I
you?
could say, go follow at Gareth Allen TV, but I so seldom do stream there. Maybe a GTA speedrun along with you, TK and Yorit. That occasionally happens. But
yes,
where you can find me is usually producing right above here at WRC Creator Series, F1 Creator Series, all of those gubbins. Please go and follow our Rally channel. Over the next year, we're going to move over to our own dedicated Rally channel, and I'm hoping for big things. Let's try and grow a little community over there and see what we can create of that one. You could go follow at Gareth Allen TV and all those social media gubbins if you want to. But what about you, Alex? Where can we find you?
You can find me pretty much anywhere on at Deathlink10 from Twitter to Instagram to TikTok. I do daily streams or near daily streams on Twitch. So if that's something you're interested in, please go follow there and enjoy. But of course, if you want to see more WRC for myself, I will be back tomorrow here on Creator Series with Izamusing, our current and reigning champion of the Creator Series.
We think,
WRC.
we hope.
We think, we hope. Well, if we've got this wrong, you can follow all of the socials above my head here and find out more information about the Creator Series. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Of course, as Gareth already mentioned, we are starting a brand new WRC Creator Series YouTube channel, and that is where you want to go and watch and enjoy. But from myself and from Gareth, it has been a pleasure doing Creator Series WRC once again for season number 5, and we'll be back tomorrow for the release date, the release of the DLC, and of course we'll be back for season 6 very shortly as well. Until then, goodbye.